Quarter after 3 o'clock. Here we go on a live Imaging Tuesday. No Cappy. He's on vacation. Let's do it, Jack. Sedano and Benno. On the day after the greatness of Jake LaGreca.
Arabia.
Oh, sorry.
Put the glasses on, Jack.
We are all over the free agency frenzy. We'll also talk about how Cappy won't leave us alone even though he's on vacation.
Oh, my God, he's texting a lot
It's amazing the amount of text.
Well, he had not texted for a while, which I was surprised by. Like, I felt like he was actually enjoying vacation. And then he started texting a lot today.
And I talked to him on the phone yesterday for a while. So
that opened the floodgates.
He's really needy right now on vacation.
He's on something. A Saturday afternoon, I'm doing these fights like, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Nobody's in the building on YouTube. And I get a text from Cappy, a selfie of him watching me do the broadcast.
Wow.
He's like, I'm there with you, Jack. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Maybe he thinks he's getting fired.
Why would he get fired?
Why?
Well, he wouldn't. I don't know. That's why he's being so needy. I'm just asking. I'm just saying. I don't know. Anyway, NBA free agency. Ramona Shelburne's going to join us. And we're going to tell you that everything's okay, right? It's got to be okay now, right?
No.
It's not?
Nope.
So it's more fear than hope right now?
It's definitely more fear than hope, that's for sure.
But yesterday was more hope than fear.
Until the day unfolded.
Oh, and now we're more fear than hope.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's not good.
Well, because here's the thing. People can get mad at LeBron for all they want, but he's simply just pointing out that this is not a championship roster.
Right.
And if you're a Laker fan, I feel like most people agree with that, but yet are still ripping LeBron for what he did.
Well, people are mad that it's the truth. I think a lot of Lakers fans are mad
right.
that this is the truth.
Right, but they also acknowledge it's the truth.
No, but they're mad that the reality is true.
They need
don't
someone
like
to
that.
blame.
They want somebody to blame.
So it's just LeBron's just going to take that brunt?
Well, who else are you going to blame?
I mean, I
Well,
don't
there's
know.
a lot
the team?
of LeBron opted in. That money is hindering what's going on. Every single one of you would opt in.
No,
and
but
take that
even
$52 million.
if LeBron didn't opt in, they weren't going to have like a ton of cap space.
Right.
No.
They had like $13 million.
Right, like how much less do you think he would sign for?
Yeah,
You
and
know?
I'm just saying what the people would say. Like, you can blame LeBron all you want because you don't like him, but look at the economics of what the Lakers are. They're hindered by a lot of things that they've done in the past to get to this point.
Well, they've made decisions to be a star effing-driven town, and now they don't need to worry about that moving forward because now you got a bankroll. You can take a few years to rebuild, but not right now.
Well, I think the problem is, and we kind of started to allude to it at the end of Crosstalk, which is, like, we're 4 weeks away from figuring out if Luka Doncic is actually going to be a part of this team, even in the short term, let alone the long term.
Can you imagine if that doesn't work out?
Right?
Now that's mayhem.
Yes.
That's a
That's
different world.
anarchy.
That is
where
sound
DeMarco
the
can-
alarms for sure. If on August 2nd,
Yeah.
the worst case scenario happens where he actually just says, no, I'm going to test free agency.
Right.
Then that's like seismic.
Like on the poop cruise when the smoke started coming from the thing?
Yeah.
The fin?
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that'll be happening.
Correct.
And the alarm starts sounding?
Now,
Is it called the fin? I think it's the fin.
Yes, the fin caught on
at
fire.
the if he signs any extension, even if it's like one of those 1-and-1s or like a 2-year deal, like you're at least okay with that,
Right.
Yeah, you have him.
because you've got some runway to work with. But
have
if he
years-
doesn't
yeah.
sign any extension, that is the worst case scenario, and we're 4 weeks away from knowing that.
And that's when I told you I'll go to DeMarco and say, I'm sorry, mea culpa. I'm sick of you
I
too,
told you
bro.
that day he wasn't necessarily wrong.
But
Yeah,
you
he wasn't
attacked him.
wrong.
You attacked him.
Yeah,
and
wasn't the day you guys almost got in a physical
No, they
altercation?
did.
No, that was the other day.
Oh.
We have that all the time. But no, he should resign. But the way, at that point, I was clairvoyant. Hell yeah, he's signing. Today, I'm like, oh, damn, what are the Lakers doing if I'm Luka, right? Like, wait, it was fine when I got here. They love me. But now, wait a minute, you're talking about 2027? What about 25,
Right,
26,
because
Jack?
that's the other thing. Like, what are we talking about?
What are you saving?
2027. Now we're talking about 2 gap years.
Right. They've
So now you
pushed
want-
it out now.
So now you want me not to compete? Now you want me to go with this lineup here? If I'm Luka? Like, why? Why?
Because you're in Los Angeles.
No.
Does that argument still work?
No,
No.
Shaq actually said, I don't know if you could find that audio, but Shaq actually made that point somewhere recently on some podcast where he's like, the market doesn't matter anymore. He's like, when I came to LA, that was different. It was the 90s.
Right.
He's like, the market is social media. You can be big
Yeah.
anywhere.
You are?
Even in Portland?
Anywhere, he said.
Okay.
This is Shaq, not me.
Well,
Don't take my word
Dame
for
Lillard
it.
was in Portland. People love him out of there.
Well, Dame time. Oh, that's not working. Oh, I guess it is working out
That's
for him.
working.
He's getting paid to do nothing.
Right. I wish I could get paid to do nothing.
It's not a bad deal if you can get it, Jack.
Yeah.
No, that's
exactly.
it.
So are we hitting the panic button or not yet?
Not yet, but can we talk
Oh
about
yeah, we're beyond
Maybe
the panic.
5:30?
You think so?
I think so.
Lindsay's
You really?
there?
If another big guy leaves, if Horford goes somewhere else,
Well, Horford, I think the Warriors is a real thing.
yeah. And Ayton, because he hasn't cleared waivers, that's one of the things holding it
DeAndre
up.
Ayton is.
I'm right there with you.
I'm
I'm
not
not
changing
sold.
my tune on that. He is not a player you want.
So you don't want him either?
No,
Because I heard it in your voice yesterday when Brooke Lopez went off the board.
I was very surprised.
You were surprised.
Yeah.
And
To
you
the
knew
I
Clippers.
did not expect that.
You
the
knew
Clippers.
it was the panic. It was a bit of
That's when I was like, uh-oh, let's buckle up here. This may be a bumpy ride. Yeah, because I thought Brooke Lopez was in the bag.
right. Yeah, that's the sound.
Yeah.
Guys, you're going to need to use the plastic red bags.
Buckle your seatbelts. Yeah. It was very surprising when Brooke Lopez went off the board to the Clippers. So I was not expecting that necessarily. In the interim, what I will say is before we get back to free agency, can we talk about, you mentioned Cappy missing us. I mean, he literally said he missed us today.
Right, he did.
Where is he, by the way? Do we know?
I know at one point he was in Philadelphia, but I think he might be back.
No,
in
he's back.
I think he's in
Philadelphia.
South-South.
Yeah, you
Saturday
remember
he
his
was at
email?
home.
So he's just staycation?
Yeah,
Maybe a
remember,
staycation.
remember his email? He said that he's
Look at
happy
Fudgy
to be
laugh. Why
having
Fudgy
his
laugh?
vacation on this side of the world.
Well, I don't know about the email because you guys forwarded it to me because he didn't include me in his vacation email like I've included him for the last several
I think
years.
he's trying to make a statement.
What about what?
About what?
Well, he doesn't need to include you.
Or he didn't know how to.
So I
say
think that
C.
was his
It is a
statement.
courtesy.
It's a courtesy.
Okay, well, I will not include him anymore.
I sent it to George because I thought it was funny how he wrote "Greetings from Vacation Land" or something like that.
Well, I think he was being.
Hold on. I sent an email because I've been telling Greg for weeks, hey, once I figure out my July schedule, like my summer league stuff and all that, I will, and I'm going to go take some camp trips in August, both pro and college, and I'm going to be doing the show
Oh,
on
I
the
thought you
road.
meant you were like going camping.
No, like NFL camps
Oh, right.
and college football
Oh, right,
camps.
okay.
So I'll be doing the show on the road
Right.
in August a little bit.
Nice.
So
Are you doing ACC again?
Yes.
Nice.
So I will do that, but I wanted to figure out the logistics of that before I told Greg, here are some other days I want to take off. And I sent that yesterday, plus the usual, hey, in December, this is where I'm gonna call it a year. And Cappy then not only, in this email you guys forwarded to me, Lindsay and I discussed this, not only did he mention whatever dates he wants off for the rest of the summer, but then he mentioned dates next year in
He
2026.
forecasted it out.
Well, but they're the dates he always takes off. So Valentine's weekend into President's Day, which is his birthday. For a guy who says he never takes his birthday off,
He goes, "I'm not take your birthday off, guy," but he's done it.
but he's literally done it every
3
year
years.
he's been here. Then there was one in May, which I assume is a graduation week for
Probably.
one of the kids.
Rob, probably.
Right. And then there is June, which Lindsay then pointed out is
Rachel's birthday.
week.
'Cause he's
Yes,
got-
because that always has run into the Mandy's when we do it the week before. Now we've kind of pushed the Mandy's, although we didn't do it this year. We most likely will do it the last weekend in June because
Right.
of the NBA Finals.
Right.
Wait, you
And your
moved the Mandy's
schedule.
because of Cappy?
No, we
No,
moved
to the
cap-
finals.
We moved it last year to the fourth week because of the. No, actually, we didn't.
you
We
did
were
for
just
Cappy.
hoping the Lakers weren't there. But
Right.
now that you're doing the finals, we move it to the fourth week. This year we didn't do it because I almost died. 3:24 p.m.
Right.
So close.
Yeah. So anyway, Cappy sent an email with dates for next year. And by the way, DeAndre not on those emails either, I believe.
I'm not, no.
Look at that.
Lucky you.
I always include
You do.
DeAndre.
Yes, you do.
In my
Yes, you
emails.
do.
You put it in the calendar. So that was out.
It's a common courtesy for everybody on the show unit to have the schedule.
It is,
Yeah.
but Cappy's decided to take it a different level. He wants a different approach.
Okay.
He wants.
But
hope.
here's the thing.
He wants hope,
God
not fear.
forbid I don't include him in one of those emails. And be honest, he would be in a panic if all of a sudden he shows up one day and he's like, "Where's George?" And then you guys are like, "Well, he said he's on vacation this week,
Well, he would
or
be
he's
annoyed.
doing this." And he'd be, "What? I didn't see that. I didn't know. What?" And the eyes would start shifting everywhere.
Why is Beto here? Oh,
Well, he already does. He doesn't like when you're here. That's
Nah,
just
nah,
established.
So that would absolutely unfold that way.
Well, he likes to always send notes to Lindsay and I. Now, again, you're not on those.
Right.
We're like, hey, let's talk about what we're going to do when George is out. And we're like, we're going to do the show.
Right. Well, I saw that in the email. He said, "LB, let's talk about
LB.
July and the dates George is out." Right. You know what's going to happen? Beto's going to be here. Maybe Mike Trudell will be here.
Right.
Possibly Ramona on a day. Yeah, like that's what's happening.
Hey, Funch, you got to look.
What
at
is
the
there to
YouTube-
talk about?
Look in the YouTube chat, Funch, for like a new name that popped up, right? Like Laplin S. Scott. You know, one of those guys. He's in the YouTube chat.
But
lurking.
I just don't
He's
understand
gotta
why
be
you
in there
guys
looking.
have been swiping a lot at him while he's out. I mean,
I have not been swiping.
No,
a
this is
lot
the
at him.
first time.
He's,
The caller
this is
called
not a
me-
first time.
The caller called in yesterday that said he was happy to hear basketball talk and not Cappy's diapers or
Yeah.
whatever or underpants.
We haven't
been
taken
some-
any swipes at all.
There's been some swipes.
I think that was like
Yeah,
the
we-
first
That's
mention
fine.
Go ahead,
of
name 'em.
Cap.
I can't name them off the top of my head, but I heard them in my office.
They're from you.
No.
I have
Lindsay
not-
took a few swipes at him yesterday. You did. I remember that.
What
No.
did I say about him?
No.
You guys are
no,
making swipes.
no,
And he's
no.
the star of this place, frankly.
Oh, please.
Oh, here we go.
He's
You're
the
shtick
number
is
one-
not gonna work
Chevalier is-
today.
Well, he's the number one endorser.
Nobody's
so
taking a swipe.
he's
at
got the
him.
most endorsements on the station. That's our scoreboard now.
Wow.
Why are you trying to start problems?
It's not a problem. It's good. Thank
Well, I
God
don't
he's
think-
got the most endorsements.
No, I'm saying like I don't think any of us took swipes at him.
DeAndre, do you remember
What
any
did we- what did we
swipes at
say?
Cappy other than the guy who called in?
I don't recall any swipes.
Right.
Don't I, Cap?
You know what I
This
said?
is an impartial arbiter here,
Yeah.
not you.
If anything, I did the we
I,
miss Cappy.
I said Cappy
No,
is
no. When
has
Cappy's
FOMO.
not here, we definitely miss Cappy.
No, we don't. Not
Yeah,
really.
because we don't get
Then how
paid.
come you? Oh, okay.
well,
no
you
endorsement.
miss Cappy.
What
Yeah.
is with this energy today?
That's Chris.
What is with it?
Yeah, and see, Beto doing.
Oh, my.
Beto's been doing a lot of anti-Morales bits too,
Yeah.
which I don't appreciate since I just greenlit your thing.
Well, because we all had a meeting today. Cappy wasn't in that email. Said, "Hey, let's go anti-Chris today."
Oh, I don't care. That should serve you guys pretty well, I'm sure.
All I know is that Cap. We said yesterday. George said that Cap
I'll put my
definitely has
glasses on.
FOMO, and I said you're right. He would have all the He'd be so in on the LeBron conversation.
No,
He'd
and he
be
feels.
so in on
he
it.
told me yesterday he feels a little guilty. He's not on the
Oh,
air.
for the love of God. Get out of here. You know, if you felt
Glasses
so
off.
guilty, why'd you take free agency off? It's only the biggest time of the year.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
To stay at home.
Right. Like, if you were going somewhere, I'd get it.
Well, I think he feels like he's got to get the vacation in before the fall.
So take the vacation some other time.
Well, August we got training.
I
camp.
mean, where the boys in the back? Are they back there right now?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
all
think
of them.
so.
3 of them.
All right. One of you come in here for a second.
Oh,
Which one?
Anyone. Whichever one wants
Jax
to come
is
in.
coming in. Jack's coming in. Anthony Jax, a part of Azusa Pacific.
Yeah.
Real
Somebody
nice
come
guy.
in. Yeah.
Oh, he got his headphones. He's ready
yeah.
to go.
Because I feel like yesterday, and maybe I'm wrong, okay? But I feel like yesterday was a very big day on social yesterday on this station.
yeah.
Andy
killed it.
Kamenetsky last night had landmark numbers.
Right. We did. I noticed the numbers on Twitter, and I thought they were much larger than they normally are, probably 2 or 3
Yeah,
times
they were.
what they normally are. But Anthony would have a much better idea of what that's like. So for Cappy to miss out on those days, like, you gotta
So
know
now, if he is watching, you're going to make him feel worse.
you
that
got to
he's
know
not
the
here.
calendar. Know the calendar, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you could have
NBA
helped him
free
as his-
agency special.
Me?
You could say,
He
hey, by
doesn't,
the
he
way,
doesn't even include me in an email. Like, how am I
but you
supposed to
could have said, hey,
consult
Cap,
him?
just like I've let him know certain weeks he can't take off.
I'm not telling him
You
a
could tell him,
grown-ass
hey,
man to do that.
NBA free agency stars, we probably don't want to
He
be
didn't
off this
consult
time.
me.
Just saying.
Anthony,
As
big
a
day
partner,
yesterday
as
on
a partner
social,
in
yes?
crime, maybe you
Hey,
say to him.
it was huge. You guys killed it. We had about like 600 to 700 viewers, live viewers, at any given moment.
Right.
And
At any given moment.
it was, you had to be here. You had to be here.
Well, he
you
wasn't.
knew when it was then.
Yeah, I
And
mean, nobody seemed to tell him.
That's your job.
It's my job to
Yeah,
now tell him.
aren't you the consultant around here? Consult him.
But he's got a producer, he's got another producer, and
Wait,
another producer, and a
She's
co-host.
going to tell him, a grown-ass man, when to
so
take
your
days off?
the 4 of you that pretend to be his friend are not going to tell him, hey, NBA free agency.
I didn't know when he was taking the days
But
off.
you know when free agency is.
But, okay.
So
right.
does he.
You didn't send him a note 3 weeks ago and say, hey, by the way, why don't we talk about our NBA
So,
free agency
wait a minute.
strategy?
So now I got to... so you want me to put, like, a calendar in here?
Yes.
That would
Like,
help.
literally January,
Yes.
December,
A
and
khaki
like
calendar.
mark it up and
Yeah.
say like, "Hey, free agency."
Yes.
Hey,
Like,
you know what? I think he took it off probably on purpose because he was just like, I don't need to be there. There's going to be so much going on.
So now you're saying that Scott Kaplan, the number one endorser on the radio station, is running away
Listen,
from content.
he wouldn't be the number one endorser if I didn't save the station.
Well, that is true.
the black hand.
Get him, Jax. Let
That's
him know.
true.
Jax.
But technically, you've done the most for me as the black hand, and then Kaplan too.
I would say yes.
Yeah, that is
Yes.
true. Yes.
Yes.
The Black Hand of 710.
Jax, good job yesterday.
Sedano.
Thanks. Hey,
So anyway, know the damn calendar. Like if he's got FOMO, he could be here. He could have fired up from San Diego for all I care.
Why don't we text him now?
No,
and see if he'll,
that's it.
You don't want
You're off.
You don't want to
No,
include
you're
him.
on vacation. You're on vacation, bro.
Just saying.
He did say he wasn't going to be out of pocket.
No pockets. The pockets have been sewn.
I mean, DeAndre, you do Lakers talk. You couldn't let him know, hey, free agency's coming.
I didn't even know he was on vacation either. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, I can't say that. Lindsay has put the schedule out for a couple months. We've known
I
this
understand, but I only worry about when I'm
you
going to be
You
here.
worry about yourself.
When I'm going to be here.
Not about the team.
No, I do worry about the team when that part matters, but I need to worry about when I'm here. I know when I need to be here.
You know what Sean McVay says? Put me before team. Me before we. That's what it is, right?
I did that. The place exists.
That's what he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
He said the team can't be successful if you don't take care of yourself. And George said that he needed his self-care and his time off in order for the team to be successful so he could take care of himself.
But you left Cappy just flying in the wind. Like Jake LaGreca now coming to Los Angeles without any other players.
Hey, Momo's supposed to join us. We're super late. All right, we
Bye.
can talk about Jake LaGreca later.
Good job, Jex.
And Cappy needs to know the calendar, okay?
Just saying.
We're back in a moment.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
Live from LA Live. Back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Dodgers owners bought the Los Angeles Lakers while you were gone.
Yeah.
That was a fairly large story along the way.
And I thought this could not be a bad thing. If you make the Lakers into the NBA version of the Dodgers, that can't be a bad thing,
It's
right?
not.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
On 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, you feel it? The days are getting longer, the sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is here. And you know here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams, one thing really ties it all together. Enjoying an icy cold Coors Light with great friends. Pick up icy cold Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly and cheers with icy cold Coors Light.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
If you've been thinking about selling your home and you've heard about Seller's Advantage on the radio or seen them around town, you might be a little skeptical, wondering if they're just another shady company trying to take advantage. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Seller's Advantage has been buying homes from sellers in Southern California for over 20 years. They hold an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau, and there's a reason they have some of the best reviews in town. Seller's Advantage will make you a competitive cash offer that can match what you'd end up with after paying for expensive repairs and agent commissions without the hassle of listing your home. Plus, they take pride in buying on your terms. If you want to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage for a no-obligation offer. 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-2747. Or, better yet, go to their website, sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
3:35 on a live imaging Tuesday. Sedano and Kap. Beto sitting in for Cappy.
Yeah.
On this day in 1985, Nick at Night began on Nickelodeon. What you know about Nick at Night, DeAndre?
All about Nick at Night.
No, I'm talking about the old school Nick at Night. Not the new Nick at Night with like the George Lopez show. And on this day in 1989, the number one hit, Milli Vanilli. Baby, don't forget my number. Sedano and Kap on a Tuesday. Let's turn your mic on.
No, it's their third hit. This is probably their third hit, right?
No. No. Girl, you
Blame
know
it
it's
on-
true.
blame
And
it
Baby,
on-
Don't Forget My Number is number 2.
What about Blame It on the Rain?
Blame It on the Rain was way later. I think it was the
Oh.
fourth hit. Might have even been a second album. To
That's
be honest
Milli Vanilli Insight.
There you go.
I'm going to have to look it up now.
Yeah, we all
Yeah,
are.
did they have a second album?
Pretty sure they might.
They
had
did?
one. Yeah.
No, because the one they won the Grammy, you're right. I think
They won Best New Artist.
Didn't all these songs come off of one album?
I thought so, but
Me too.
maybe not.
Girl, You Know It's True. And then there was a Robin Fab album, but that one did not have Blame It on the Rain. That was after the lip syncing incident.
Did
Robin
the real
Fab.
singers ever come forward?
Didn't you watch the documentary on it? It's insane.
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, they talked to those guys, and they got it was actually...
Why didn't those guys like have a career?
So they did. They were actually like backup singers in a band, and they were used also as like studio musicians to
Right.
sing backup vocals on a lot of things. And so I guess they never saw any of the royalties. They got paid like $500
That's amazing.
just to use their voice for that one song.
Wow.
It was like $500.
Crazy. Signed their life away for $500 on
I
a
mean,
hit.
who would do something like that? Scott Kaplan?
Poor guy.
Yeah, I don't know
Oh,
why.
wait,
he
now
doesn't-
who's taking the swipe?
Yeah, you guys have been torching him while he's on vacation.
No one has torched anyone.
We miss him.
Please.
We don't do that because
Not come September. It's an all-out warfare starting in September.
that's supposed to
I'll be
mean.
flying missiles all day long.
All right.
Oh, that'll be great for morale.
All day long.
Chris Morale less.
Missile to missile.
Morale less. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that is good, George. Morale less.
Yeah.
I like that.
Howard Alonso tweets in, if Rob and Jeannie are looking to get fired, they're doing a great job in month one. Making Luka wait till 2027 is the craziest move in Laker history. First of all, I don't know if they can get fired, per se. Jeannie is still the governor of the team.
And owns 17%.
And is written into the deal. Now, Rob, on the other hand, different story, but just signed an extension. I will say this. I will agree with making Luka wait till 2027 is the craziest move in Laker history. I don't know about craziest, but it's in the conversation, at least.
Right there in the top. Like you have this guy in his peak. He's 27 years old, and it's like, hey, here's a gap year.
No, 2.
Oh, yeah, 25. Yeah, here's 2 gap years.
Yeah.
Because LeBron and this one, and then we're going to get you some help. Just be patient with us. Yeah, okay. By the way, I'm not re-signing. Simple as that.
By the way, Baby Don't Forget My Number was their second hit.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
That
it
is what
went
he
from
said.
Girl, You Know It's True to that to then Blame It on the Rain.
What about, I think that there was a ballad in there, too.
Yeah, there was a ballad.
Girl, I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a tragedy for me to
Oh,
see.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Something is over. I forgot what it was. The word.
Someone had that album.
Well,
Bro,
they were
everybody
hot.
had that album.
They were
Girl,
hot.
I'm Gonna Miss You. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Girl,
they
I'm
were
Gonna
hot.
Miss You.
88, 89,
Yeah,
Sedano.
yep,
Oh,
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
DNA KT tweets.
You need some cough drops? You okay?
He does this every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's wrong? You want cough drops?
It's a nice shirt you got on there.
Thank you.
It is a nice shirt. It's in fact we're going to talk about that shirt later on because
Hopefully.
it's a brand I've seen on Instagram. But you notice how it's like a golf polo, but it's also could be a dress shirt.
Yeah, it looks like a dress shirt.
That's
Put
their
it
whole
underneath
spin.
my sport clothes, my dude.
No, that's their whole sell, and I'm
Nice
thinking
hard
about
collar
it now.
up here.
It's
Yeah.
a nice hard stiff collar. I like it.
It's a good move.
Yeah. And flexible for the panza.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
So-
my Panza's less these days, but still, you want it. You want a flexible Panza.
Yeah. But Sedano, do we have a choice? We have no choice, all caps. We just do not have a choice right now. We're desperate. Aiton is it. Can't be starving and waiting around for caviar. No choice.
Who would have thought people would be begging for DeAndre Ayton at this point? I mean, honestly.
Now Horford.
Brooke Lopez.
Al Horford, who's 39 years old.
Exactly.
my
Like, come
God.
on,
Well,
man.
after you saw Alex Len last year, you saw Jackson Hayes. Please, something anybody.
Well,
right
Alex Len was good for like 30
now. For
seconds.
what? For what?
That
To
boy's
fill up the
good.
roster spot?
That boy's good.
Stop, fudge.
Yeah, it's. I listen. If you would have told me at 3:40 p.m. on July 1st that the Lakers would not have a center on their roster right now, I would have said, you're absolutely out of your mind. And here we are.
So whose fault is that? Is that Rob Pelinka's fault?
I mean, listen, he would be the first to tell you that falls on him.
Okay.
You know? But he's all...
So
but
if he's...
But...
Okay.
No stone unturned. No stone unturned.
They are also very limited in how they can make things work right now.
So could they have made Brook Lopez work?
Financially, they could not have matched what the Clippers had.
Can they make DeAndre Ayton work?
I mean, depends on what his...
If he wants to take that money.
Well, what his financial requests are.
Because Milwaukee can offer the 14
They
million.
couldn't have made Porzingis work, right? We know that.
No.
Right.
No, absolutely not.
So that was off the board. So
Right.
they haven't had a lot of options.
Correct.
And now Al Horford is the best option.
Al Horford is the best of the options, while DeAndre Ayton, I guess, has the most upside, but he has a very little care factor, is what I would call
He's
it.
7 foot, 26, loaded, and sometimes he shows up.
I mean, do you want to hear this story that came out of Portland today by Jason Quick, who has been
He's excellent.
That guy is an amazing reporter out of Portland. Hold on, I'm going to find this for you because
He's locked in. Whenever he writes something about the Blazers, you know it's coming from multiple sources.
These are just the highlights. Trailblazers reportedly grew frustrated with DeAndre Ayton's behavior, which ultimately led to his buyout. Examples included showing up late for team flights and practices, skipping rehab sessions, slamming chairs when subbed out of games — that's the least of it, to be honest with you — and throwing tantrums in the locker room after being benched for lack of effort.
That's not good. That's horrible.
Yeah, then at the end it talks about how they...
And the Suns on it didn't want him around either.
That is awful.
And at the end of the article it says how they would rather have him away from the younger players so he doesn't become the bad influence. And he's only 26.
Right.
And you don't want him around.
He is one of the younger players, kind of.
Well, they
and
got
we still
Scoot, who's
don't-
only 20.
Right.
They got those other kids. They kept drafting centers over and over and over.
Right. They drafted 2 centers back-to-back years, despite having him on the roster. What does that say?
And before
I
anybody
want to
starts...
see him throw some
He's-
chairs.
You know, he's not a good vibrations guy.
He's not.
He's not.
I want
But he's an island boy. He's an island boy. He's from the Bahamas. Like Michael.
Yeah, but you know what? If you look at the story of the Island Boys, it ends up.
You know
it
what?
ends up a little rough.
Do you remember when that draft happened? We were doing the morning show.
Yeah.
And do you remember Key and I getting into an argument over Luka versus DeAndre Ayton?
Well, I remember a lot of Key. And
Well,
you
but that
arguments.
one specifically, because
I don't remember that.
I
one.
do remember it because Key's.
Let me guess. Key said DeAndre Ayton was better than Luka. Shocking. Just like he.
Well, he was also being told by someone.
Just like he used to say Cam Newton every week was the best quarterback in
He
the
did
league.
do that. When I was working in Bristol, Key would come on with me.
Man, Cam Newton.
I used to host, what is the NFL Countdown on radio the first year I was at ESPN. And Key would come in, and we literally used to have like a game. We used to be like we would pit like a white quarterback versus a black quarterback just to see if Key would ever go with the white quarterback.
He'll still pick Dak Prescott over Josh Allen.
Welcome, Ramona Shelburne. How are you?
What's going on?
I just told a funny Key story from like about 12 years ago. Ramona, if you would have told me, I'll repeat what I just said a few minutes ago. I guess we're going to have to double up here because we just jumped in this situation here. Ramona, if you would have told me at 3:44 p.m. on July 1st that the Lakers would not have a center on their roster not named Trey Jemison III, I would have said you were out of your mind. What has transpired here? Why are we at this point at the moment?
Well, I think they had a good shot at Brook Lopez. I think they were right there on him. And you know, there's a lot of reasons he may have chosen the Clippers over the Lakers. You know, it looked like they could give him a little bit more money. I think it was $1 million or $2 more than the Lakers offer. So there's a money situation. But it's not that often, George, that you see a player the caliber of Brook Lopez choose a backup role over a starting role, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know there's a little bit of money difference there. So I think some of the background noise, I think the stuff that was going on with that may or may not be going on with LeBron James, they have factored into that decision, that sort of uncertainty with LeBron. I think if you're Brook and you're trying to choose what situation you want to be in, maybe you go for the one where there's not a potential catastrophe happening in the background.
All right, Ramona, this time of year, your phone is going crazy, right? You're texting everybody. You're getting answers back and forth. You're squeezing in interviews. Did you expect the Clippers to be doing this? Because right now, Drew Eubanks just got waived, and he's going to go with Sacramento. Everybody's making moves except for the Lakers.
Yeah, I think the Lakers are. I think they're working on a lot of things. I have the sense that they have a plan here, that they have some targets here. That I don't think it's for lack of trying. Like they're not just sitting out and saving their cap space. It is really hard to maneuver in this environment, and they're trying to be disciplined about not giving 2, 3, 4-year deals. They're trying to keep their cap space for a couple years down the road.
Okay, let me interrupt you there for a second. Can I interrupt you there for a second?
Yeah.
Is free agency coming back in vogue? Because it feels like that hasn't been a thing for several years now. Like, is that something that with this new CBA we expect to come back and become more popular?
I wouldn't say that. I think, you've seen most of the way players change teams now is by a trade, right?
Right.
There's not that many Miles Turners out there who are going to actually get money from another team and they go there free and clear. So I think that having cap space is, it's about having, they could have 2 max spots in a couple of years if they play their cards right, if they're smart about it. But it's that max cap space, you can also accept a trade into that space.
Sure, like
right?
Brooklyn is trying to facilitate right now.
Yeah, so Brooklyn's they're just trying to get to the salary floor. They took on Michael Porter Jr. They happen to get a good player out of it, but they also like that he made more money because they have to get to the salary floor. And so that's some of the reason for that job, but for that trade. But I think that with the Lakers, you're trying to find the right group to put around Luka long term. You're trying to find the right people to put around him, and so I think it's it's difficult with these restrictions and in this market. And I think that they got to really try overall to do a really good job now and for the future. I do think they have something coming, guys. Like I would be really surprised if they don't have either a trade teed up or some other free agent plans that they're able to execute here. And so it's just they've made it harder on themselves. And quite frankly, I think LeBron's statement made it harder on them.
Ayton, yes or no?
Maybe. Yesterday I would have said no. I thought it was looking more like he was going to go to Milwaukee, but I don't think they need him now. They just went and got Miles Turner. So I think they're back in the game there.
You mentioned you think LeBron's statement may have made it harder. Wasn't he just stating the obvious that this is not a championship roster?
I don't know. There's just you speak LeBron, right?
That's how I interpret it.
That was not. I don't think there's one interpretation. I think there's many interpretations.
Sure.
It was a layered statement. It was a statement meant to cause you to be talking about it and thinking about it. I think he was obviously trying to put pressure on them to go out and get him a better roster. But the buzz around the league is that sounded like a goodbye letter, right? I mean, that there were past tenses used there. And I think that's caused a lot of uncertainty around his future with the Lakers, whether it's this year or next year.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. So I feel like LeBron has given the Lakers a lot of leeway in his career because he's wanted to live in Los Angeles. His family's wanted to live in Los Angeles. He has business interests that he's created in Los Angeles. And it was better for Team LeBron, right? Let's call it. But I think LeBron is just being the LeBron we've always known, which is literally hold the team's feet to the fire every year possible. And again, I just feel like the Lakers are now understanding what it really means to be in the LeBron business. Now, unfortunately, he's going to be 41 years old, but this is what the expectation has always been with him at previous stops is, hey, I don't want to hear it. Like, just trade whatever you got to trade to make the team championship good.
That's exactly what it might be. That's it, right. We'll find out.
But what I'm saying is, like, the Lakers as an organization have lived a charmed life with LeBron that the other organizations did not.
I don't know. I think he's had a couple of press conferences here and there, and there's been some emoji tweets, right? There's been a few of those.
Yeah, but there hasn't been hold David Griffin accountable kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like where he's like, they got to make a trade at every deadline. You know what I mean? Like there hasn't been any of that stuff. You know.
Wasn't there a press conference up in Portland once? I remember a couple years ago when they didn't do anything. He was
right. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. What I'm saying is it's not a constant theme like it's been like it was in Cleveland.
Yeah, I guess in Cleveland it was more, but I feel like there's been a lot. I feel like there's been a lot of drama there. I don't know. I mean, to me, it feels like maybe he really is holding their features, but maybe this is just one last leverage play, and say, because he should, quite frankly, if he's going to play 1 or 2 or 3 more years, I hear conflicting things on that too. Like I've always heard he wanted to play a couple more years, like as in more than one.
Really?
Yeah, but lately there's a question of well, maybe it is just one. I mean, he was caught on that video saying Savannah wants me to be done after a 1 or right? There was a video of him at dinner saying that.
Lindsay says has a conspiracy theory that it was he said it purposely while that person was videotaping.
Well, it was his friend. It was not a random patron.
No, I
it was
agree.
His friend.
I got you. I'm just saying.
And LeBron liked
I'm running your conspiracy theory by Ramona.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think anything.
He likes
and
the post,
is,
right, Momo?
Who likes the post?
LeBron liked the post.
Yeah, he liked the post. Yeah, you're right.
Post liking.
He sees everything on social media.
Oh, he does.
Right?
There's no question about that.
Everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, my sense with him and with how he's behaving is he wants us talking about all of this. He knows exactly what he's doing in terms of creating drama and a storyline.
100%.
And maybe you're playing both sides here, right? Are you there's a sort of, I'm putting your feet to the fire, you better do something, because if you don't, and then when you ask the question, because if they don't, then what?
Right.
There's not really an answer right now.
Right. Agreed.
And I think the whole league is speculating on what happened.
Right. Yeah, it's some kind of nebulous thing. If it's and what, if the question is and what, the answer is some nebulous thing after that.
Then you want to trade. Then you want to buy out. Then you want to what? Are you mad that they're not consulting you as much? That you're not as involved? Are you mad they didn't offer you a 1-and-1 or a 2+1? I think there's some. I understand why you'd be upset about that. I mean, he's always had the respect of at least never going into a lame duck year, always having some optionality at the end of a season.
Right.
I think that probably stings a bit.
Yes, agreed. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. What are you hearing about this that they you've said you said it and maybe I'm missing something on we want to keep maximum cap space for 2027 beyond just what we discussed. Like, how does Luka feel about potentially 2 years where they're not maximizing a championship window?
My sense with Luka is he's involved in everything they're doing, and so if he had a big problem with it, I don't know that he would make his feelings known the way LeBron does, but I think he would make his feelings known, whether it would be public or private. He would make his feelings known. So my sense is if they're proceeding along this route, they have confidence in their plan. That make sense?
Right. I got you. I hope that's the case, because if he doesn't sign,
he doesn't give you as much to talk about, right? He doesn't. You're not going to hear a lot.
Oh no, agreed. Yeah, for sure. And by the way, he's always kind of operated that way. You know what I'm saying? Like things, maybe something will get out there privately and eventually leak its way down the road. Maybe not in the immediacy of it, but
that's not his style.
I just hope that that's the case, because if I were him at 26 years old, I don't want to waste 2 years of my prime.
No chance.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. And so I just have this level of trust that they have a plan that he's on board with.
Right.
I don't know why I have that level of trust, but everything says to me, if you're Rob Pelinka, you're going to have a new owner to impress. You just pulled off one of the trades of the century. You got a new superstar face of the franchise. You're going to do everything right by that guy.
Right.
And you're going to make sure everybody's on board. You're not going to risk him leaving you in free agency.
What else you got? What else do we have cooking today? Like, I feel like yesterday during the show, we were potting you guys up a lot. Like, we were like, hey, Momo's on. Put Momo up on the TV.
They were part of the show.
Windy's on.
I got to run back over there in a minute because we're on it.
Yeah, we were potting you up. So what is cooking tonight? Anything good?
I think we're going to dissect the Miles Turner, Dame Lillard stuff. I think there's a lot to be said there.
Yeah. Okay.
Duncan Robinson moving on from the Heat. May have some Knicks coaching search kind of insight.
Okay.
All
right.
And LeBron.
There's going to be LeBron on the show.
A lot of LeBron. I think I'm talking about Philly a little bit.
Oh, Philly.
You might be talking about the Warriors a little bit.
Oh, the Warriors. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if they got anything going right now.
Horford, maybe.
Horford maybe, or they got to figure out what's going on with Kuminga. Phoenix obviously still out. There's a lot going on.
Okay.
All the other teams.
Well,
making moves.
again, I just let you know that we were potting you guys up in and out of the show. Like, it was almost like you guys were part of the show. So I just wanted to know what was going to be on the menu today, so we can just kind of be ready for it.
Yeah, we'll try to make it spicy for you, okay?
Yeah.
And on that note, I should go because I'm always late and I
No. Don't be late.
So,
don't be late.
So don't be late on a day that you're actually early.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. All right, see ya. Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye. There you go.
Momo with a lot of confidence in the Lakers front office. Something's coming. There's a plan, but she just says
what's coming.
Again, she has a lot of confidence in him. She's one of the few in L.A.
She's just still holding on to that little shred of hope.
Wait, it's all about hope and fear.
No, I mean, she's doing this because she's been told something. Ramona's an excellent reporter who has multiple sources. She knows people. She talks to people. So if you're Ramona and you're saying that you feel like something's coming down the line, they're working on a trade.
You know what DMX says? Talk is cheap, mother bleeper.
Whoa! And on that note,
you're so behind, George. You're so behind. And last Tuesday, you threw in my face that I'm the one that causes the show to be behind. But now you're 2 breaks behind.
Ramona called in at 3:43.
I'm just saying.
What did you want me to do?
You slung this at me.
No. Go ahead, Mr. Program Director, Consultant, Mother Bleeper.
You slung it at me. You slung it at me in my face last week.
Did we not break on time pretty much every day yesterday?
You broke on time, and you said we got to break because Ramona's coming.
And then I was going to break, and then she called at 3:44. What was I supposed to do? Tell her, hey, we'll call you back?
Yeah.
No.
You say, listen, I'm George Sedano. Who are you?
She's Ramona Shelburne. Important person, especially.
Hey there.
Important normally,
I'm George Sedano.
But especially more important on July 1st.
You should take
Which
a break
says a
now.
lot.
You should take a break.
I will take a break if you wouldn't have talked for the last 75 seconds.
Just saying.
Go to break, please.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710. The bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 1st and July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GAR-00191 001289 001292. PSI license number 1358.
When it's game time, every play counts. So when it's time to choose your next vehicle, make the winning play at George Chevrolet. From the powerful work-ready Silverado to the family-sized Traverse and all-electric standouts like Blazer and Equinox EV, George Chevrolet has an incredible selection and a championship-caliber team ready to help you get the perfect Chevy at the best price. Visit them off the 91 Freeway, Lakewood Exit in Bellflower, or shop online at GeorgeChevy.com. That's GeorgeChevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Hey guys, you feel it? The days are getting longer, the sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is here. And you know here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams, one thing really ties it all together: enjoying an icy cold Coors Light with great friends. Pick up icy cold Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly and cheers with icy cold Coors Light.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Pack your summer with awe and awesome at SeaWorld San Diego. Get real close to over 9,000 animals. Discover the all-new Jewels of the Sea, the Jellyfish Experience. Race at unreal speeds across 16,000 feet of coaster track. Make summer spectacular with stunt shows, star-studded concerts, fireworks, and the reimagined Journey to Atlantis. Now through September 1st, visit SeaWorldSanDiego.com to save up to 55% on tickets, fun cards, and passes during the 4th of July sale. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible new lineup of state-of-the-art EVs, sedans, and SUVs. And hey, look, there's no better place to experience the luxury of Cadillac than at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out Cadillac of Beverly Hills and their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
4:01 p.m. on a live imaging Tuesday on Sedano and Kap, and we are proud to welcome Waba Grill back to the show. They are now the 4 p.m. sponsor of Sedano and Kap.
Oh, little Waba Waba.
Yeah, get to Waba Grill for their $5 happy hour. Weekdays after 3 p.m., get a 5-piece pork veggie dumplings.
By the way, despite all your nonsense, we're only 90 seconds behind, and 75 seconds of that was you talking.
I couldn't finish my read. You interrupted me with a partner read now. So now I got to start over. Anyway, get to Waba, and now we got to edit the air check. It's a whole thing you just started.
Oh, good. That's
get
what
to
you get for
Waba
annoying
Grill.
me.
Get to Waba Grill for their $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. Get a 5-piece pork veggie dumplings with sweet chili dipping sauce and a value-sized premium Wa beverage. Drink like they're now. You can drink their new refreshing Ice Dragon Fruit Mango Lemonade. Enjoy both for just $5 after 3 p.m. only at Waba Grill. Time for what you need to know.
That could be your nickname, the Ice Dragon. What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are.
Take it away,
Lynn. All right, so what you guys need to know is that the WNBA is expanding. They announced 3 new teams as the league is expanding to Cleveland, Detroit,
This
and
is for
Philadelphia.
you.
That's right.
They were in Detroit. They used to be really good. The
They
Detroit
were-
Shock.
they
Bill
were in
Laimbeer won
Cleveland, too.
championships there. Yeah,
They were the Rockers.
I don't remember the Cleveland team, but I do remember Detroit because they won championships.
Didn't Miami have a team before?
The Miami Soul, which became the Connecticut Sun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What was the other one? So Detroit,
Philly.
Cleveland, and Philly.
Yeah, Philly has never had a WNBA franchise.
Good for them. Good.
So yeah, that's cool.
And when do they come online?
So the Cleveland team will start in 2028, Detroit 29, and Philadelphia 2030.
Okay, great.
Time to
Because
build
they
up.
just added Golden State.
Yeah, the
And
Valkyries.
they're adding Toronto next year. So then, yeah, every year will pretty much be a new team. That's cool. Well, look, there were, not to get too far into it, but like they were legit like top 5, 10 picks that weren't making rosters because there wasn't enough roster space.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy because there was someone that got drafted and then like the next day or 2 days
Cut.
later they got cut. Yeah.
They don't have like a G League?
No.
Funchy, they're just starting the league. Come on. They only had 12 teams or whatever it was
That's
at
why
one
a lot
point.
of them play in Europe.
Well, don't say they're just starting. It's been around for like 25 years.
No, but I'm saying like just really starting to flourish.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Well, the Sparks should put like a team like the OC or something.
Well, we got OC5. We got OC5 coming now. We can have a
building up nice.
WNBA
Funchy,
team.
you could be their GM.
All right, I'd love that.
Oh, God. Could you imagine Funchy on the deadline day?
Oh, we got to make a move, man. We got to make a move, man. We got to make a move. All right, we got. Look, what's the roster looking like? What's the roster looking like?
Trade her. Trade her. Release her. I don't care. F their picks.
NBA free agency frenzy is underway.
All right.
And
So,
you're underwhelmed, Sedano. You're underwhelmed.
well, I would have thought the Lakers would have done more. I'm also
By now, yeah.
Look, I appreciate Ramona coming on and giving us her insight because it's incredibly valuable. I am just a little skeptical of man, you're rolling the dice for 2 years on cap space and I get her reasoning. Because it's their reasoning, I get it too. It is completely logical because if you have the space, you can absorb the contracts and not have to trade players. You can trade picks, which by then they will have recouped a few more assets from a pick perspective, which is why I get now they're reluctant to part with the first rounder that they have. However, it is a big game of chicken that's very risky when you have a 26-year-old who can sign an extension. And maybe he does sign the extension, and then all of this is moot. But, man, the next 30 days are going to be really tense is what I would say around Lakerland.
If you don't have Luka, then I understand it, and I'm right there with you. Like, you know what? A couple of years where you just got to suck it up and say this is what we're going to be. But you have Luka Doncic and LeBron James. You should be able to somehow, some way figure out how to make this team better. I know you're limited with your cap space. I know you're limited with what you can do. You're reluctant to trade these picks. But if you're Luka Doncic, who just came here last year, you saw what the Laker organization does for you. You saw what the fan base does for you. Luka endeared himself so well in the city of L.A., donating money all over Southern California, buying out the parking lot for one night, right? Free parking for the people coming to this game. Luka, for all indications, seems like he wants to be the face of, for lack of a better term, right? Make me the guy that you want to build around. But don't tell me to wait. Don't tell me to wait.
I would be very hesitant.
Because anybody else in the league would say, no, Luka, let's build it now for you. Who's going to make him wait? The Lakers, right?
I mean, I could understand if he was a 22-year-old star, where it's like, hey, you got a longer runway. But he's 26.
In his prime.
In his prime. Like, these are his MVP-type seasons that you're foregoing.
But is there a chance somebody like Mark Walter or his people are sitting back going, okay, we spent $10 billion. We're going to let things play out a little bit. We got one more year of LeBron. Let's see if Luka gets in shape, the shape he needs to be in. Maybe there's not as much of a future as everybody thinks there is. Maybe we just start anew in 2 years. Because in their mind, unlike the star effing-driven town, you need a star and a headliner to fill seats because that was how the Buss family managed the team. Mark Walter could wait 10 years to be successful.
Nah, but that's not their style.
No. You said that's not their style. They did that with the Dodgers in various ways.
They
laid
did.
Back.
The Dodgers,
Patience.
remember, they took on the Dodgers early on. They took on contracts like Scott Kazmir that never even played for the team.
Yeah, they ate them up. Yeah,
they took their time and they loaded up on the farm system.
Because the Dodgers were so bare.
They kept Kershaw.
Yes, exactly.
But
I would say the Lakers are pretty bare right now,
But
too.
the Dodgers didn't have a star like a Luka Doncic on the team.
But we think he's a star because we're in
He
it.
is a freaking star.
He is a star.
He's a star if he can stay healthy and get in shape. He's a star that you would want to build around. Maybe Mark Walter doesn't want to build around him.
Well, maybe.
Maybe he
not.
wants to be convinced over the next few seasons before you make that kind of investment.
You're going to have to invest in somebody. You have him here, so who are they going to go get?
They could start fresh and build new.
You're really telling Laker fans to just wait a couple years?
They might, but they've waited since 2020.
But at least you have a reason. And
How's
you have
it been
some hope.
going since 2020?
Here's what I
What
would
about before LeBron got here? You saw those teams there. There was no hope there at all.
I think there was a lot of hope. There was.
We were doing summer league championship games.
You're
we
right.
Were happy
but
for them to be in
people
the
were
summer
excited
league.
about it.
No, they weren't.
There was a hope.
It was a lottery team. Every single year we were expecting we would do lottery games.
I'll split the difference. There was hope. People thought that team was going to grow up to be like this championship level team that they were building organically.
Once you got Lonzo, right?
Well, when they had all those guys.
But before that, to even get to that point, there were some bad teams.
No, there was some bad teams for sure. I will give you that.
You're talking about the window post Kobe.
Well, no, when Kobe tore his Achilles, there were some really bad teams.
Yeah, there were.
And then they started bringing it. They drafted Randall. They drafted Russell. They drafted
but they had
Ingram,
a plan,
Lonzo.
right?
They had these guys, Kuzma, whatever. People here, because I was on the air, so people here thought that team was going to be like a team that turned into a championship level team, and it did not. Because here's the thing, none of those players have really, of all those players, have any of them turned out to be like the megastar they were labeled to be? No, they're good players, but I don't think that core wins a championship, which is why the Lakers, rightfully so, made the decision to when they signed LeBron to trade those guys for Anthony Davis.
Right.
And it netted them a championship.
You had to do, and he got the championship there. But there you saw an organization that was building and building. You had picks. What picks do they have right now?
But to go back to the Dodgers thing, they were good, though. Like, even when Walter first bought the team, remember, he bought it in, 2012, okay? 2013, they were in first place. Okay, they had a pretty good team. Like, if you look at it, they had El Titan at first base. They had Hanley Ramirez was their shortstop.
Because Walter told them they could make the money.
Ethier, Crawford, right. Yeah. But then what ended up happening was he hired Andrew Friedman. Andrew Friedman then started to kind of get rid of some of those guys, plugging in the holes while still remaining competitive. So it's not an apples-to-apples situation. He kept Kershaw. They had guys, like legit stars on this team when Mark Walter was, quote-unquote, rebuilding the team post-Ned Colletti. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ned Colletti was here for 2 years. Then Friedman was hired.
Transition, yeah.
Right. So, like, they were good. This was not like tear it down to the studs, the Dodgers.
Yeah, but before...
And that's what you're implying that he's going to do here.
No, I'm saying...
Or that he could
wait and watch it play out.
Right.
Just let's see. There's no... You're not going to win a champion with LeBron and Luka this year. You're most likely not going to win a championship.
Correct.
Okay, so let's let it play out for a few years. What's the rush? It's been 5 years already. Just let it play out. See if Luka does get into the kind of shape that would make him a mega star. He's a star in the NBA because we want him to be a star.
We also don't know what the...
If he's injury prone, which we don't know for sure, and he isn't in shape, how great... He's not going to win a finals against the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're not going to get out of the West.
There's team's not a championship team.
No.
It's a team that can compete in the playoffs if everything goes right, and it has to go right, and everybody has to stay healthy. But when the Dodgers made that move for Gonzalez and they made that trade, that's when Walters, that was their first big move because they sent the PJ to get him. I remember covering that game that day, and you saw them show up. But before that, they weren't spending any money. They were bankrupt. I got it because I did something for him.
Oh, yeah.
That's when
with
Walter,
McCourt, right?
When Walter showed up, that's when they had just taken over. Like, okay, now we could do that. But in the NBA, they can't just go throw money at these players. You can't do that because of the cap, because of the taxes.
But again, the Dodgers were in first place every year,
They were
in the division. That was not
of what it was.
Right? They were in the playoffs. They had won first place. That was not a terror. That was a remain competitive and build, which is easier to do in baseball because there's no cap.
Yes.
Okay.
But we all are so eager to Mark Walter bought the team. Oh, we got to go win a championship now. I don't think that's how Mark Walter thinks. I think he's thinking about 5 seasons from now.
But is he even in charge of anything? Is he even saying anything? We don't know.
We don't know that.
Come on.
How do you know?
They put out a joint statement.
But Genie's in charge for the foreseeable future.
Okay. He's the bankroll.
But they're not spending the money, right?
But he's still the bankroll.
Well, what I think you'll first see the money influx will be on the margins. Training staff, coaching staff, front office, more robust analytics, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to replace Palika out of the gate. They're going to add around him, if that makes sense.
What they did with Colletti.
Right.
Let him be in charge, then they start giving him assistance.
Right.
They start doing
exactly.
here. And then Colletti gets his special advisor role.
Exactly.
Hello, Friedman.
Exactly.
That's in 2 years.
It took 2 years, right? He bought it in May of 12. At 13 and 14, Colletti was there. Friedman was in 15.
So here's what we should do. Let's enjoy LeBron's final year. It may be great. It may be what it is. And that's it.
We should do that no matter what.
Well, that's true. But this expectation that, they're going to go and get so-and-so and so-and-so. And why do we have that expectation? Why not
you're
just
the one
enjoy
that comes in and wants to burn everything up, and LeBron should be doing this. LeBron should be out. So do we celebrate LeBron or do we vilify LeBron?
Well, obviously there's no deal that they want to make for LeBron. Right? Nobody out there is going, hey, here's 5 players for LeBron, and everyone's going, let's do it.
It just becomes more because the teams that he would want to play for are in a situation financially that would be hard to make a deal.
He's got a no-trade clause, so guess what? Then let's just enjoy the final hurrah, and that's it. And know that the future is going to be a lot brighter with Mark Walter.
Yeah, the swan song.
Why not? We did it for Kobe. Now, I'm not trying to compare
But he
those
doesn't
two.
want that.
But I think that's what it's becoming.
He should. Look, LeBron should say, you know what, this is my last year. Everybody around the league, give me my flowers everywhere I go. But that's not what he's going to do. Because he's going to wait for Bryce to play 1 year at Arizona, and then Bryce is going to be a one-and-done kid.
And where do you think that's going to happen? It ain't going to happen at the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't think Mark Walter's signing up for that. No. I don't.
No, those days are done.
Yeah, exactly.
The
so where's that
discount,
happening?
That's done.
So who in the NBA is signing up for that show?
I also don't know if he's a one-and-done.
Neither was Bronny.
Right, but I also think perhaps they learned from that experience.
Right. I think the league learned from that experience. And the Lakers were willing to do that for him. And that's fine. That
was good.
That was a belief in LeBron at the time.
Those days are done.
And by the way, they had a great season last year. But when the playoffs came, they ran out of gas.
All right.
We got a break.
I mean, that was sports. Are you excited? That was sports radio.
That was good.
That was intense.
I mean, Cappy says you never have sports in your back pocket. I feel like you've got
What's
sports.
he got? Talking about the Chargers from 1998?
What, who's taking swipes
Right on
now?
me, man.
Now who's taking swipes?
You know what that
Or
was?
Stan Humphries, bro.
That was
Lorenzo
intense,
Neal, bro.
in-depth, and interactive. You remember that
I remember
one, Sedano?
those
Yeah.
taglines, yeah. All right, look. So Dame gets waived and stretched, which is crazy. Giannis, some reports say he's unhappy. I don't know if I buy that. They added Miles Turner. What does that all mean in the Giannis sweepstakes, I think, is the big question. Okay, and the Dame one, too, because Dame is going to be have some suitors, including, I think, some here in Southern California. So we'll get to that in a second.
Does Cappy really say I don't have sports in the back pocket?
I mean, he said it to your face.
Oh, he did? I don't
Multiple
remember that.
times.
Oh, I don't remember that.
He says, what do you got? You got nothing. Other than ripping me, you got nothing.
Well, it is a good shtick, ripping him. It gives you a lot of fuel.
Okay, well, there you go.
The Waba Grill 4 p.m. hour continues next.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill?
It's just better for you.
Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Sports station 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710, the bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 1st and July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GAR-001291, 001289, 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time.
Take me up and never put me down.
Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink like our creamy and delicious Thai tea. Waba Grill, keeping it real every day for you.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
Live imaging Tuesday, Sedano and Kap, 418 in your afternoon drive. On this day in 1972, the number 1 hit, Neil Diamond. And a song I've never heard. Song Sung Blue. I've never heard this song.
How have you never heard? I've even heard this song.
I haven't heard this Neil Diamond hit. Have you, DeAndre?
No.
What you know about Neil Diamond? Just go, bop, 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 sweet Caroline. That's him. That's all I got.
It is the 4 p.m. Waba Grill hour. Get to Waba Grill for their new $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m., like right now. So you're going home and you're going, you know what? I want some Waba Grill. Remember I used to talk about the Boom Boom Bam tacos?
Yeah.
Boom Boom Bam! Well, now they've got all kinds of accoutrements you can get there, including that Ice Dragon fruit mango lemonade. And that's when Sedano earlier called me the Ice Dragon, which I take offense to, frankly.
Why is that? It's a good nickname.
But it makes me sound like I'm a monster, and I'm not.
You know.
Both of you guys' response to that was funny.
I mean,
I've settled down a lot since the whole heart thing.
What happened with your heart?
I almost died.
Oh.
419.
Never heard that.
You done texting? You want to get back to the show?
I'm
or-
actually looking
Okay.
through an email.
Oh, okay.
Of yours, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did I say in the email? Are you going to come at me with my email?
Perhaps
like
later.
you did with Cappy?
I'm going to save it.
What did I do?
Well, I'll get to it later.
I don't like when you try to bamboozle me. That's like your act with Cappy.
You see? I just wanted to make sure I had it in the right place so I can read it later. See? You're not the only one that can play these games, Christopher. So, real quick. Today was a weird day. And in the sense of there's been a lot of things I haven't seen coming in regards to the NBA free agency period already through 2 days. One of the things I did not see heading this way was Damian Lillard being waived and stretched to sign Miles Turner. Now,
I like the term waved and stretched, by the way.
Listen.
Sounds like a massage move.
Yeah, the wave and stretch. I ain't mad at it.
It's kind of like the bend and snap from Legally Blonde.
DeAndre, what you know about the bend and snap?
I don't know anything about that.
The cat cow?
Yesterday was a cat cow.
Cat cow.
Yeah.
By the way, Funchy, Greg asked me why you didn't get on the table to demonstrate the cat cow.
He did it on the ground.
And why you did it on the
You
ground.
have to get paid to be on that table to do something.
Oh, yeah. Good answer, Funch.
I got a 20 if you do it.
Yeah. Funchy, would you do it for a 20?
No.
Not enough.
No, I'm not that desperate.
He thought about it.
I did think about it for a second. I did think about it.
He
He'd
did.
do it for 50.
He did ponder.
Everybody's got a price.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes. Anyway, so I guess I wasn't surprised in the sense that the Bucks are trying to do everything that they can to keep Giannis. I just don't know if Miles Turner is enough, is what I would say. So I looked at their roster. It's pretty horrendous. So I think the only thing keeping Giannis in Milwaukee, this is just me personally, is he can get paid by them the most when he's extension eligible. And if I recall correctly, I'll have to double check this. He is extension eligible within the next calendar year. So once that happens, then I think maybe at that point, hey, this is my last big deal. I'm 31, 32 years old. I can then go wherever I want to go. But, man, it's not going to be easy to play in the situation he's in. Because Miles Turner, yes, I mean, he's better than Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
But you don't have any guards. Like, Kyle Kuzma is your third best player.
They're getting Gary Trent Jr., guys like that.
Right, but the guy's on a $4 million deal.
They're getting a bunch of cheap guys to fill out
Kevin
the
Porter
roster.
Jr. is their starting point guard.
Bro,
right
what are we talking about here?
Hey, come on, man. What are we doing right now?
Right.
And
Man,
Dame's
why did they get LaGreca?
LeGreca can shoot, man. He can shoot 6'7".
I mean, Gary Trent Jr. is better than LaGreca.
Yeah. And then Dame is going to be on your books for $22 million a year.
Right.
The way they
To
stretch him
not
out.
play
To not
for
play.
5 years.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
So if you're Dame, okay, I go somewhere. I'm going to be a free agent now. I have a year to recover. I can figure out exactly where I want to go. Thank you, Milwaukee, for doing this for me.
So I would say this, and I do believe the Lakers are in on Dame, okay? I will tell you that. Now, I don't know what that means exactly because I don't think Dame will be his people are floating out there that he could be available by the end of after the All-Star break.
That's a fast
That
return.
seems like a quick turnaround to me, considering it just happened in April. But that is almost 10 months. You know what I'm saying? But, stranger things have happened. Let's just say, for argument's sake, it's March. Okay? I've heard the Lakers will kick the tires on him. I've heard the Warriors, which make a ton of sense because he's from
there,
Oakland.
yeah.
Right? Miami was the place he wanted to go. They will absolutely kick the tires on him. And I've even heard Boston. I don't see him. I think that is the least. Well, yeah, because they're going to, why wouldn't you take a flyer on Dame, at a very cheap price? But I would say that that's probably the least likely scenario for him because I don't think he would want to necessarily go there.
Yeah, because Milwaukee, one of the problems was he was going through the divorce, away from his kids, had trouble
He
being
wants
there.
to be close to Portland.
Yeah.
Yes. Without getting into too much detail about his personal life, he needs to
West
be
Coast.
Close. He needs to be close to Portland. It's why I think Miami now is a different situation because
he's 35, 36, somewhere around there?
He is older. Yes.
Yeah.
But I think that the West Coast teams have an advantage because of his personal situation.
Yeah, he'll be 35 in a couple weeks.
Custody and things like that. I think all those things could potentially be in play. You never know what divorce proceedings look like, right?
Yeah,
Like,
just ask Cappy.
correct.
So the stretch and release is a stretch and what now?
Stretch and wave and stretch.
Wave and stretch. I almost said something else.
Yeah.
So the wave and
Bend and
stretch.
snap.
Yeah. So it's $22 million a year. Now, if he goes to another team, does that 22 get absorbed into the new team? Or no, so it's 22 anyway.
That's on Milwaukee's books for.
So he's guaranteed that 22.
No, he's guaranteed the entire contract.
No, he's going to get right, but
the 22 for the next 5 seasons.
Remember, he right,
Right.
correct. What they owed him was the 22 times 5.
So that doesn't get swallowed up by a new deal from another team. That's
Correct.
just separate.
Right. So you can get him cheap because
Right.
it's not like he needs money.
Right.
Like he's already made a ton of money. So now he can pick and choose his spot, and money is not necessarily an option.
Yeah, so Milwaukee stretches the 5-year deal over 100. It was like $113 million, whatever it is. They're going to get tagged on their cap for $22 million a year.
Right. So they're anywhere between 12 and 15% of their cap for the next 5 years.
Oh, horrible.
I don't think it's great management personally, but that's it. But ultimately, what I would say is, I don't think that Giannis is long for Milwaukee anymore.
No.
Now, I don't know what that actually means, like when he'll be gone, because I just don't see a way out for them anymore. Like, they've exhausted literally every available asset. They don't control any of their assets for the next 5 years, and they're just, that's it. Like, there's nothing else. They have tapped that well dry. So
you just got to boom.
It would behoove them to trade Giannis at some point if he does indeed want out. I think part of it is, again, he can make the most money there. So it behooves him to stick it out at least for one more year. And also, I think that nobody wants to be the bad guy in this scenario. Nobody wants to be. You don't want your fans to be like, you traded Giannis.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And Giannis doesn't want to be the, you left us. Right? Like, and I think that's by the way, it was the dance Dame went through in Portland.
Same exact thing.
Okay. So I think that all those things are a part of the Giannis situation. But I don't think he's going to be there forever. That's just my position on it.
One more.
But
May
maybe.
I ask a question that's kind of like
Sure.
a silly non-baller Norris question?
Yeah.
Ball knowers.
So you said that he won't be extension eligible for another year.
I don't know exactly when it is, but it's in the next calendar
So I was
year.
going to say it's not like baseball or football where you can give someone an extension early to try and save yourself some money, correct? You know how, like, if you're on a rookie deal,
you buy out their arbitration years.
Oh,
in
no,
baseball.
but that's for, like, young players.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not-
you can't.
Well, I
no.
was going to ask if you can, like, because, theoretically they could have given him an extension last year, right? And maybe his value wasn't as high
you're
as...
only extension eligible, I believe, 2 years when there's 2 years left remaining on the contract.
Okay.
Any time after that, basically, is when you're extension eligible. So I think he's going to hit that 2-year mark around the time the season starts.
Yeah,
so
this year coming up, he's going to make 54. Next year, 58. And then 27, 28, he's eligible for 62 million.
Correct.
And then it becomes unrestricted.
So he's got to get through this season to become extension eligible.
Well, what if he has a really bad season? And then, like, what does that do for his extension?
Giannis is not going to have a bad season.
Okay.
He's in his prime. The guy went for 30 on 60% shooting for 2 years in a row. Like I don't see a scenario barring catastrophic injury. That's different.
Okay.
But like him actually performing poorly, I don't see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the player option is the 27th year, June 27th.
Yeah. So
for Giannis.
All right. So
That's a lot of
that's
money.
it. So Giannis, I don't see it. Maybe that's what the Lakers want to do in 2027. Maybe that's it. That's their plan is Giannis.
So
Maybe
they're basically then, like, punting on this season then.
the
Well,
Lakers.
I think
Yeah.
that's happening
Yeah.
no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no choice but to punt.
So anyway,
Unless they can pull off Dame.
well, but Dame,
But he's not going to be available for it. He's going to be
Right.
36
But he'll
years
come
old.
back.
and he's going to be in March.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They'd be fine by then. They could still be a playoff team. You just got to get in. I think
They'll be in the playoff mix.
Right.
They'll be hovering around that play-in tournament.
Actually, matter of fact, at 5 o'clock, because then we got Radio Tinder. I do want to go over kind of where the Lakers are in the West. We'll kind of do that because there's
Straight up at 5?
as close to as
5
possible.
straight up.
Yes, but
Okay.
first let me tell you about the crazy Hernandez brothers.
Please do.
Okay, who have literally, okay, given Cappy and Rachel new life with their flooring
They have.
on this new home.
They
Okay,
have.
and if you need flooring in your home, rental or ADU. All you got to do is call the Crazy Hernandez brothers at 866-62-FLOOR. You heard them here on the show the other day. I know the mongrels in the YouTube chat. I see you. I don't see you, but I see you. I know what you were saying. Okay? I know what you were saying. You guys want some flooring. I get it. Okay. But here's the deal. Legitimately family run. They were referring to the family run business and the flooring. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But here's the deal. You get authentic old school TLC. I mentioned the crazy Hernandez brothers. Papi Hernandez started it all 57 years ago, Christopher.
Wow.
Okay? You got mom there.
Mason and Ireland started.
Aunt and uncle, cousins, nephews, nieces, brothers, sisters. Everybody is involved, okay? And here's the deal. Actual wholesale pricing year-round, not like the big box national retail stores that try to just mess with you with these bogus sales. No bogus sales, no gimmicks, just the best price from the start, and that's why I say it, and I mean it. No sale beats wholesale. Whether it's hardwood, laminate, tile, vinyl, carpet, you name it, they've got it. Over 5 million square feet of in-stock inventory, 2 locations, Santa Ana, Commerce, and when you get to one of those locations, you can see it, touch it, and take it home with you on the same day, and that's huge. Especially when you're trying to finish a project fast. It's why designers, contractors, builders all shop here. They know the crazy Hernandez brothers are always going to take care of you, and they'll take care of you too. Call them at 866-62-FLOOR, on the web, HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. And check this out. First responders, active military members, veterans all receive additional discounts on already low prices. And if you happen to find a better price, which I doubt, Hernandez will match it, no questions asked. So head down to Hernandez Wholesale Flooring or call them at 866-62-FLOOR, 866-62-FLOOR. No games, no gimmicks, just the best price in town year-round because no sale beats wholesale, homeboy. Check them out on the web, HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net, or call them like everybody else has at 866-62-FLOOR.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
I remember Kobe had one too.
Do you think that Travis bought a rap album ever?
Did anybody who says they love Kobe, did anybody buy that album? I want to know.
I did not buy that.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Did anybody play it, buy it? Was it good? Good or bad? Nothing?
Yeah, I can't help you.
Is this it?
List.
Stop, please.
Right.
This was his answer to Shaq's rapping, right?
I think so.
You think that Travis is bumping in his Chevy Silverado to this?
Look, I'm not a music critic, but that doesn't sound like the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah.
He's kind of got what's the vibe I'm looking for? He's kind of got
New Jack.
Kind of a New Jack
New Jack vibe, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just about to say that.
New Jack.
Travis and DeMarco tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
USC football is more than a game. It's tradition, pride, and unforgettable Saturdays in the Coliseum. Be there for every kickoff, every touchdown, and every unforgettable moment this season. Secure your football season tickets today and lock in the best seats, exclusive fan benefits, and memories that last a lifetime. Don't miss out. We need you in the stands. Visit USCTrojans.com or call 213-740-GO-SC.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
$4:34 on a live imaging Tuesday, Radio Tinder time. We like to play a TV theme. Or
we
some
have
Cardi
them.
B.
There was no TV themes in there.
Oh, I was thinking we could have played something else for Armageddon, but that's fine. We could also play this. On this day back in 2018, the number one hit, Cardi B, Bad Bunny, J Balvin, I Like It. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our new sponsor, the Crazy Hernandez brothers. We just talked about them. Apparently was something going on in the YouTube chat, which I didn't know about. Brought to you by Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-624-FLOOR or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher.
You're welcome, Lindsay.
All right, so obviously this weekend is 4th of July.
My
And-
favorite holiday, I think.
Is it really?
It used to be a lot more when I would pop up in a Bud Heavy, but I could get a Budweiser Select with no alcohol in if I want to. But yeah, I'm actually going to have 2 hot dogs, which I've been looking forward to. I haven't had a hot dog in like 7 months, which is like a record for me.
You're not really missing anything, though. Hot dogs are not great.
But the Hebrew National, a couple Hebrew Nationals
I'm with
on
you,
Friday.
Chris.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you, man.
Slap a little real. I can have real mustard again. Ketchup, bam! Go ahead.
No
Oates.
relish, no relish?
Isn't there
Maybe a
sodium
little
in it?
relish.
Yes.
There's no
A lot of sodium.
But my heart's back. I
Put some onions on that.
Yay.
It's a vegetable.
Wait a minute. You're not excited that my heart's back?
Nah, man. I wanted you to be like really strict on your diet.
I am very strict.
Then how are you gonna have a hot dog?
I can have
Low
a one hot dog.
sodium.
No, I
Low
can have
sodium hot dog.
I
It's
can,
a cheat
you
day
still
for
can
him.
have 2,500 milligrams a day. One hot dog is like 300.
Nah, I like hearing the stories about how you can't have this, you can't have that. I like those stories.
Well, I try not to eat sodium every day, but you know. Go ahead, Lindsay.
All right, so speaking
let's take
of
it.
4th of July food, I've got a couple like 4th of July food and grilling and activity related questions for you guys. So according to a new survey, the 4th of July could be dubbed the biggest grilling event of the year, and more than half of Americans, 56%, plan on grilling this 4th of July.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to tell me, first of all, what is your favorite 4th of July main dish? And I'll tell you what the top 3 are.
A Hebrew National.
Oh, I mean, I think, for me, I like grilling like steaks. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like
Even on the 4th of July?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially on the 4th of
Really?
July. Ain't nothing more American than red meat.
Well, no, yeah. But I feel like 4th of July is more burgers and dogs.
Yeah,
That's like lunchtime
Yeah, that's
stuff.
casuals right
steak
there.
is not on the list, actually.
No,
Steak Sunday.
exactly.
Beto, what's
I
your
made some
favorite
nice
thing?
fillets on Saturday. I thought of you.
Yeah.
I used your tip. I got it to 600 degrees first.
Yeah, you got to go that way.
Yeah.
You like kebabs, pork chops, chicken,
Nah.
You a
ribs?
big kebab guy?
Nah, I'm not a
Hot
kebab.
dog?
I'm not a big kebab guy
Not
either.
a kebab guy. It looks
I
good for
don't-
the picture.
It's just a pain in the ass to eat.
Yeah,
you
no.
know?
What?
I'm
You just strip it down
Yeah,
and
you
then you
just-
pull it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you gotta put the little palito hit you. Nah, that's all
I don't
right.
even know. Well, I don't know about the little Polito hitting me, but
Pain in the
Nah,
ass.
it's of course the burgers and
I gotta-
dogs.
that's too much work.
I like the vegetables though on a shish kebab because
Yeah.
then you just eat those like you
Kid you not, Lens.
yeah.
A good elote corn.
I mean,
right
look,
there, corn on the
burgers are
cob.
obviously a 4th of July staple, I would imagine.
But for me, no
Funchy.
matter what, gotta go get carne asada from La Venadita. Carne asada flapping on the
Oh,
grill.
you know what?
Oh, yeah.
I need some chicharrones.
Oh,
I'm going to go
yeah.
buy some
Pollo.
chicharrones.
Some pollo.
Some pollo's fudge. I got you, bro.
All right.
nice tri-tip maybe too.
Ooh, that's a lot of work.
All right,
though.
what is your favorite
Oh,
4th
but
of July
You gotta rub
side?
it. You gotta rub it.
The side?
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes. I mean, not the mashed potatoes. The potato salad.
Okay.
Fries.
Yeah,
Yeah, potato salad.
Potato
Fries?
salad is number 1 on the list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Followed by
No raisins,
What about,
though.
what about fries?
fries are not on the list.
Raisins.
Jordan's got 2.
Reasons. What are you at Travis's house?
That was just for DeAndre. He lost it. We love Travis.
How about baked beans, deviled eggs, coleslaw?
Oh,
Baked beans
double
are
eggs
nice.
are good. Yeah.
Yeah. Coleslaw's nice.
Okay.
Or just some like chips and salsa, you know?
That's it.
Enjoy.
Chips
Just a
is number
bunch of
2.
booze. Simple as that.
All right, and then last
I
one.
used to be able to, not
Bunch
anymore.
of booze, pass out in the pool, bad tan. Oh, yeah.
Well, the last question is, what is like the most iconic summer sensation to you? You know, some of the things on the list are like swimming, going to the fairs or festivals, the smell of a grill, spending time at the beach,
Listening to Yacht Rock.
I like
chasing
the beach. I don't like the
fireflies.
beach on 4th of July, but I don't mind. I love the beach in July. Like the beach in July in LA ain't nothing like it.
Beautiful.
And by the way, at nighttime now on 4th of July, every neighborhood,
Yeah,
Orange
yeah.
County and
4th
LA.
of July.
It's
How
just,
about this week?
yeah, no, it's just, it's like a
nachos
war
on
zone. It's just
fire right now.
nonstop.
Man, my dog does not like that.
No.
Does
Also,
not like
the
it.
best thing in the summer lens is twilight golf.
Oh, yeah,
5
no.
o'clock golf. Ooh,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Absolutely.
All right, what's next?
Funchy's got one.
All right, guys, this comes from New York Post. Packers offensive tackle David Bakhtiari took
Shouts out.
took an unexpected jab at Aaron Rodgers while celebrating the marriage of Green Bay.
Didn't he play with him?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So he was at the wedding of Jordan Love and his fiancée over the weekend, and took a shot at Aaron Rodgers on a post on X. This is what he said. He said, "Love is love. Congratulations to the Loves. Just happy at least one of my quarterbacks invited me to their wedding."
Wow.
Yeah. So, question here, guys. Are you relieved? Are you sad when you don't get invited to a wedding that you think that you're probably going to get invited to?
Listen, here's the thing.
All of us.
Man, I don't want to go to
What?
anybody's wedding if I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like if DeAndre gets married and he invites me, I will go to his wedding.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah, for sure.
Because I've actually but if we're just like periphery friends, like you invite me, you're actually good because I'm like John. I won't go, but I will send you a gift. There's no doubt about that. Like
What is a periphery friend?
like
a
Work
friend.
friends.
like you're on the not the
Work
inner
friends.
circle, just like out in the outer circle.
You're like friend adjacent?
Yeah. If you're just like friendly and you send me an invite, I probably won't go. But I will absolutely send you a gift on your registry or maybe mail you, send you a check or whatever, something like that, I don't use checks very often, but maybe if I found a check, I would send one to you.
No, I'm not going anywhere. You know that.
Yeah.
If I like you, don't invite me. I'll still show up. Like DeAndre, I'm going to your wedding. Funchy didn't invite me.
DeAndre,
I
are
was
you
gonna
getting
go to the-
married?
Punchy, you didn't
I'm
invite
not getting
Beto?
married anytime soon, no.
Funchy did the, hey, if you want to go.
I didn't do that. I mean,
But you guys weren't that close then, were
Oh,
you?
we've always been tight.
yeah, but I mean, listen, guys.
I'm kind of surprised at that myself.
Listen, guys.
Funchy didn't have any invites to give.
Yes, I didn't. I did not. You know what? My wife was like, I'm not inviting anyone at work, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
just a couple people. And then it turns out she invites like a whole table, maybe 2 tables full of people from her job.
Remember, I used to work with Funchy and his wife back at KBC. So that's how.
Your wife worked at KBC? I
She
didn't know
did.
that.
KBC,
Yeah.
yes.
So
and
I'll go
KWB.
way back. So
What did she
I'll-
do at KBC?
She was a news assistant, like a
I
news.
didn't know that.
Yeah, news writing assistant.
Larry Elder.
We should hire Funchy's wife.
Larry Reed.
I worked with Larry Elder, and the reason I use these pens every day of my life is because of Larry Reed.
Les.
I'm
Hey,
not
baby.
joking.
Hey, baby.
Shout out to Les.
Let's read. Yeah.
That's a lot of inside baseball right there. But anyway.
Hey, baby.
But for real, you guys are not mad or sad. You never
Hell
been
no,
like,
don't invite
you know,
me.
you
Nah,
don't want
I'm
to see
good, bro.
love. You don't want
I'm
to see
straight.
love.
No.
Yeah, I'm
Who
straight.
are you talking to? No.
DeAndre, I'll do the pony at your wedding.
No.
Oh, please do.
You know that one of the things that people do nowadays, I think my brother did this for like a few people that live near him in Charlotte. They'll send like invitations to famous people. He sent one to like Michael Jordan or like Barack Obama. I saw one time he went viral because he responded to someone's wedding invitation.
Oh,
They're
okay.
and then they like post it online. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought Barack Obama was like walking like through like a park in D.C. or something, and there was like a wedding going on. or
Yeah, that
something.
happened too.
Yeah.
But he responded to someone's wedding invite, which like that's pretty cool.
That
I
is
think.
cool.
And no, DeAndre's not getting married for everybody in the YouTube chat.
I am not getting married.
No.
Not anytime soon.
No.
You got one more? Or you good?
Oh, we're good.
Okay.
Leave on a high note. Good job.
All right, coming up next, I'm going to ask you a question. Like, what do we think Rob Pelinka's plan is? Okay? Let's get into that on the other side. And then we got 30 minutes nonstop after that. No Cappy today. Beto in the house. It's a lit Tuesday on 710 ESPN.
New era, same home.
This could launch the Lakers into the stratosphere.
The Lake Show have a new ownership group led by Mark Walter.
And 710 ESPN had plenty to say.
I mean, is it fair to say maybe some of the biggest news in decades here in LA?
It was breaking news that shook the sports world.
The Buss family is entering an agreement to sell majority ownership of the Lakers to Mark Walter.
But one thing remains the same.
The heart of every Lakers fan beats through 710 ESPN.
Oh my God, guys. What a day in Lakerland.
From shock to excitement.
From questions to confidence.
This now puts the Lakers in every conversation. Now there isn't a player they can't afford.
The reaction started right here on 710 ESPN.
This is awesome.
New era for the purple and gold. Same home for the Los Angeles Lakers.
710 ESPN.
Cappy here to tell you about my great friends at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. I'm a huge fan for so many reasons. The safety, technology, versatility, reliability, and they're all about the Subaru Love Promise. The cars are spacious and sporty. You got to go see my boy Omar and his team at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. They're focused on your needs, and they're the most knowledgeable people when it comes to getting you into the right Subaru. Ocean Subaru, 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, just off the 91 freeway. Go to OceanSubaruOC.com. That's OceanSubaruOC.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love.
Pack your summer with awe and awesome at SeaWorld San Diego. Get real close to over 9,000 animals. Discover the all-new Jewels of the Sea, the Jellyfish Experience. Race at unreal speeds across 16,000 feet of coaster track. Make summer spectacular with stunt shows, star-studded concerts, fireworks, and the reimagined Journey to Atlantis. Now through September 1st, visit SeaWorldSanDiego.com to save up to 55% on tickets, fun cards, and passes during the 4th of July sale. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
This is the next phase in my therapeutic work.
Nicole Kidman returns for the Hulu original 9 Perfect Strangers Season 2.
Breathe in, breathe out.
This is safe?
We take you back to a core trauma. Breathe in, breathe out.
She is manipulating us.
Breathe in, breathe out. Why you're resisting.
Is it too late to get a refund? The all-new season of 9 Perfect Strangers is now streaming on Hulu and Disney+. New episodes Wednesdays.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco.
Live from LA Live. Back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Let me explain to you the best place to get a hot dog, but it's a golf course thing. They will split the dog like you're talking about. They'll butterfly the dog, right? They will typically cook it on the flat top so it gets a little of that crust on both the inside and the outside, and then they put it back in the bun, and then there's that little like groove in the hot dog that catches all the stuff. You're welcome.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
On 710 ESPN.
Man, nothing sounds like 2008 like this song, doesn't it? Live Imaging Tuesday, 447 in the Southland. On this day, back in 2008, the #1 hit, Katy Perry, I Kissed a Girl, which was like the song of the summer. It was this, and I think there was a Justin Bieber song that was big in 2008, and Jesse McCartney did that song, Leavin'. I think that was all part of 2008, I think. Maybe. Man. You remember this, George, when this was huge that summer? Oh, my God.
Of course.
It's the Waba Grill 4 p.m. hour. Our friends at Waba Grill, get to Waba Grill for their $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. Get a 5-piece pork veggie dumplings with sweet chili dipping sauce and a value-sized premium Wa beverage drink, like their new refreshing Ice Dragon Fruit Mango Lemonade. Enjoy both for just $5 after 3 p.m. only at Waba Grill. Ignite your afternoons with Waba Grill's new $5 happy hour.
Yeah, also 2008, the #1 song that year on the Billboard charts for the entire year, Flo Rida's Low.
Oh, of course.
Low.
What you know about Low?
Ooh-wee. DeAndre was like in junior high.
No.
Yeah.
2008?
No, he was like just
He
born.
was like in like 4th grade, maybe.
Yeah, 4th grade, yeah.
How old are you, man?
27.
Damn.
He was still getting after it, though, in 4th grade. He's like, what's up, Breezy? What you know about the D train?
Such a fool.
Hey, so real quick. So the Lakers, the Rob Pelinka plan, they're about to discuss it on TV. The Austin part of it, for people that are wondering, Austin could have signed this year 4 years, $89 million. A year from now, he's eligible for $240. Don't know if he gets $240. But anyway,
he's eligible.
They're asking Dave McMiniman, Ramona, and company right now about the Lakers' plan. Let's tune in right now.
The Lakers still need a center, and we're in day 2 of free agency. I spoke to a source with familiarity with what the Lakers are thinking today, and they're weighing several trade scenarios, I'm told, to try to acquire this center. One of which, and I don't have the name, so we just have to, maybe rely on Bobby and the trade machine here, that they are talking to a team that they think will be going about after another trade. and that other trade will end up having a surplus center for that team, and then the Lakers can approach them.
Okay.
I follow
that.
Now we're playing Tetris with a
Yeah.
team that could be
That's right.
making a trade, and then the Lakers can slot in
follow
with
that.
this trade. You called for Bobby Marks. Let's bring him in now. Bobby, make this make sense.
I don't know what Dave just said we could do in the trade machine as far as going there and here and here. But we're going to bring out the free agency.
First this, then
let's keep it simple. Free agency touchscreen here. This is where the Lakers are. This 182 number, because they signed Jake LaRavia to that exception yesterday, they cannot exceed 195. So we're playing with $13 million in salary. Here are your free agents that are left on the board. It has shrunk considerably. Mo Wagner, DeAndre Ayton, Al Horford, we think is spoken for already. Larry Nance Jr. has signed in Cleveland. He is off the board. And, of course, Tristan Thompson, who has been there already. DeAndre Ayton is the name to keep an eye on. He's the best available. Likely in this range here, this $7.5 million, because when you put Ayton in, that gives you enough flexibility, about $6 million under that hard cap. You are restricted, first apron hard cap, to go out and add players to your roster. From a trade perspective here, Dave, we want to talk about that.
Yeah.
You have all these expiring contracts. Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, right? Certainly, you have young players like Dalton Knecht. You have your 2031 or 2032 first. So you have the trade assets if you want to go out and try to get that center that might be available out there.
Okay, so the simplest answer to this question, it seems like right now, is DeAndre Ayton. UD, does that do it for you? And does it do it, in your mind, for Luka?
DeAndre Ayton does it for me size-wise, but he doesn't do it for me when you want to unlock Luka, when you want to give Luka his best chance to be his best version. Luka thrives with vertical spacing. He needs a guy that's going to roll to the basket, make some lobs, get defenses to overreact. Then he can play his game in the pocket and do what he does best. And also, it opens up shooters. DeAndre Ayton is a guy who wants to get the ball in the post. He wants to get to the mid-range. He wants to play his game. He ain't getting the ball. The ball going to be in Luka's hand. The ball going to be in LeBron's hand. And the ball going to be in Austin Reeves' hand. You have to roll your ass to the basket. And that's what he needs to do, and that is not his game. I like the size. I don't like the fit.
You know who needs a surplus center? The Lakers, because they don't need just one center. They probably need two centers, because if you look at the teams in the Western Conference, do you see Houston? Houston's got a bunch of centers. Do you see the Clippers? They got a bunch of centers.
Even what Denver just did.
Yeah. Why do you think they do that? Because they need to beat the Thunder, to beat the Nuggets, to beat the Rockets, you got to have size and depth. So, yeah, they may be able to sign one of these free agents. Maybe they get DeAndre Ayton. The fact that Milwaukee ended up making this big move today was potentially helpful to the Lakers, because the Bucks were a contender for DeAndre Ayton. But they might need to do a trade and a signing to build up the roster on this team.
Brian, who ended the season? Sorry, Ramon. Who ended the season playing the five for the Lakers?
It was like a bunch of guys who were not fives. Was it like LeBron, Dorian Finney-Smith, Rui Hachimura?
Dorian Finney-Smith, exactly. Who's on Houston right now? So.
Yeah, I mean, look, they were one of the finalists for Brook Lopez. We were all surprised that they didn't get Brook Lopez. But from what I understand, the uncertainty around LeBron James' situation, that quote caused, that everything is we've all been talking about for 3 days since the quote was issued, has factored into Brook Lopez's decision. I mean, when you're thinking about, look, Brook Lopez is a starting center in the NBA. He chose a backup role with the Los Angeles Clippers. Yeah, I think it was a little more money. Wow. But they did Jake LaRavia first. Yeah. They could have gotten Brook if they would have prioritized Brook. But in the back, uncertainty in Milwaukee factored into his decision as well. But the Lakers were thought of as the front runner for Brook Lopez and didn't get him. And the Los Angeles Clippers did, because there's been a lot of uncertainty around them after that statement was issued.
I mean, somebody just help me understand this. Two things can be true. I understand where LeBron is in his career, and I understand what his priority is. Rightfully so. I also understand where the LA Lakers are and what their priorities are. Rightfully so. How realistic is it that Bron leaves? Because I don't think it's a chance in hell Bron going anywhere. So how realistic is that, people? Who has the assets and who has the money to actually make that work?
Yeah, and if you're Brook Lopez,
getting stripped down to your socks.
If you're Brook Lopez and you're making that decision, do you want to take a chance?
That's visceral,
right?
So I also think it's important to note here, of course, you're totally right. The Lakers had very keen interest in Brook Lopez. Once he came off the board, they are shifting towards an idea. I'm told the thesis is youth and athleticism. And so obviously DeAndre Ayton would fit that. Some of that thinking is look at the two teams that played in the NBA Finals, the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are in the Western Conference, the Lakers have to contend with, and the Indiana Pacers. switchable young defenders, about multiple bodies coming at you in waves, and they are trying to achieve a center that can play that way.
But I got your back here, UD. We kind of circled around the question and didn't totally get to the nuts and bolts of it. I'm kind of in the same boat. It's hard for me to see LeBron James leaving the Los Angeles Lakers just because we laid out all of the possible options here. There just aren't that many. And so if that's the case, then you're trying to do a path, building to make LeBron James happy now, building around Luka Doncic in the future. A lot of that comes back to a rim-running center that can catch lobs. There's a whole lot of questions the Lakers have to answer.
Earlier, we had Shams and Ramona talk about how Giannis was just chilling and watching the offseason.
Yeah.
I am told LeBron's just chilling and watching the offseason. Do I think he's going to get traded? No, I do not. But if he wanted to get traded, there are teams who would step up and make offers. So those two things I think are true. And if LeBron speaks up for himself and has a different thing to say, then we could have some action. But I don't know if that'll happen.
Brian, what was that graphic on Luka Doncic? August 2nd, he has a contract decision to make. So they should be looking to make Luka happy in the now as well, not just LeBron happy in the now.
And that is the juggling act that the Los Angeles Lakers are trying to do. We can all agree on this, though. Summer League is coming up. The 10th annual.
So there you have it. There's the recap on the Lakers from Ramona, Dave McMenamin, Brian Windhorst, and Udonis Haslam.
My new favorite analyst, UD.
Oh, man.
Holy smokes, where'd he come from? On TV-wise.
He's been there all season.
Oh, has he? I haven't watched any of these shows like this.
Yeah, you've been hanging out with Funchy the whole time.
Oh, my goodness. UD.
We're working, that's why.
No, UD comes and he brings it straight to the point.
What was the line that I told you to clip? Get your ass in the what?
Roll your ass to the basket.
Roll your ass to the basket.
Hell yeah.
Come on, DeAndre. Roll your ass to the basket.
Let's go. He put him on the big shows. I like UD.
He's going to Amazon.
Oh, is he? Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch now. I like his style. He went straight to the point and didn't hold any punches back. I mean, just went after it. Love that. Roll your ass to the basket.
I mean, that's true. We all laughed when he said it because it's true. You want your DeAndre Ayton, if he wants to rebuild himself, he needs to roll his ass to the basket. Beyond that, I think that there are a lot of things that we can look at. So you heard some of the names that Bobby Marks mentioned as well in there about who's available at the center market for the Lakers. Let's just say it's not great, okay? But
bring back Mo Wagner.
That's actually one of the names.
One of the options.
Let's tackle that on the other side. Plus, where the Lakers currently stack up in the West, because the West has reloaded for sure. We'll get to that. Stick around. 30 minutes commercial free coming up next. Sedano and Kap, 710 ESPN.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710. The bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 1st and July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GAR-001291, 001289, 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Ignite your afternoons at Waba Grill's $5 happy hour with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium one beverage drink, like our zesty dragon fruit mango lemonade. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. Only at Waba Grill.
Your friends at George Chevrolet want to wish you a safe and happy holiday this 4th of July. There's no better way to celebrate than behind the wheel of a new Chevy. Happy Independence Day from George Chevrolet, proudly serving our community in the red, white, and blue.
Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be a hassle. With Seller's Advantage, skip agents, commissions, and costly repairs. Get a fair, competitive cash offer without worrying about the details falling through. Chris Chavez, a real customer, says, quote, Seller's Advantage offered me more than I expected. The process was fast, easy, and much better than using a realtor. End quote. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Travis and Sliwa.
All the way live from LA Live. Coming up tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Travis, what is this post?
I just posted the picture that I took last night that I sent to Andy, who gave me the proper respect on it.
You didn't post a picture.
Yes, I did.
You posted a reel.
I put it on Instagram. Look, it's a picture. It's right there.
LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California.
It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Kap.
and it's time for 30 minutes nonstop. Sedano and Kap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit RFR710.com or call 833-ESPN 710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of nonstop Sedano and Kap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack.
Ooh. Bam.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
We were actually early for the 5 o'clock hour.
Look at that, sucker.
Look
How
at
about
that.
them apples?
Sedano and Kap on a live imaging Tuesday.
Woo!
Beto Duran sitting in for vacation and Cappy. The Cisco Kid's here.
Not out of pocket. He's
Producer
here.
Lindsay Baseball, producer Funchy Lover, Young D. Who we got in the back? We got Anthony Jex.
Jonathan.
Isn't it Gex?
Yeah, no.
Jonathan's here by himself.
Jonathan Martin.
Jonathan's back there. What up,
Jonathan's my
Jonathan?
guy. So not only has Jonathan helped come in here and sing Creed, and Scott Stafford
I know, I saw
shared
that.
us. You know what he asked me last week? Tell me more about Yacht Rock.
Oh,
You're
he's-
speaking his language
Oh,
now,
he's my
Jonathan.
guy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Don't encourage him.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't.
Yes.
You're too young for this.
So anyway, all right, so what did we make of the assessment? We just listened in on the ESPN NBA free agency show on television. They did a segment on the Lakers. What did we make? DeAndre, I'll start with you. What did you make of their assessment? Because the center options, not great. You heard Bobby Marks, Mo Wagner, Al Horford, DeAndre Ayton, and there was one more name, which I don't recall.
I saw Larry Nance on there, but he
Larry
signed with
Nance
Cleveland.
signed with Cleveland.
Thompson.
Tristan
Thompson, who's already been here for a cup of coffee. Remember Tristan Thompson
Yes.
when I was in Denver for the Western Conference Final? Jumped on the headset
Yes.
with me, and then I said, "Bro, you better go because they're gonna get really mad that you just jumped on the headset."
Oh, man.
So, yes, that was fun.
You
I
ready
love
for
Tristan.
Mo Wagner? 2.0?
Mo Wagner, actually, Mo Wagner did not play terrible. I thought for Orlando last year.
But
I'd rather him than DeAndre Ayton.
I was saying, like, the role that he's going to have to play coming with the Lakers, he's going to have to be their starting five
know,
if
that's
that
terrible.
comes in. And Mo Wagner's not a starting five. He's a great
he was
role
their backup,
player
right.
coming off the bench for Orlando Magic. He
Yeah.
did a great job diving in that role. But it looks like right now Lakers are thin on options, and right now, I went back and I'm clipping the Windhorse clip, but the sign and trade deal as far as like going in there using expiring contracts looking like an option. And if they really want to get someone with great value, getting that 2031 first round pick is what it looks like.
Yeah,
and trade that away.
They're not willing to part with it. Here's the thing, they're trying to canvas the league, okay, and trying to find someone who will take those expirings, right, or at least a couple of them, so they can get themselves a center, and then if they need to get one more wing, which they need a guy who can defend on the wing and shoot the ball a little bit. Then they'll try to use that first round pick for that. That's my guess. Maybe I'm wrong, but my guess is they're going to try to use, because they've got the expirings, right? They've got a couple, as you mentioned, Hachimura, Gabe Vincent. There was one more in there. And then they got Connect that they clearly would trade, because we saw that last year. So you got like 4 guys they will trade. They're going to try to split those guys up as best they can with only using the first round pick for whoever is the best player available. They need 2 players at least via trade. They need 1 center and 1 wing, which is why they were linked to Andrew Wiggins, which makes sense because you need a guy who can be a wing player. Although, I've told you, I'm not a big Andrew Wiggins guy. While I don't think he's in the DeAndre Ayton category of low care factor, I think he's at least in the lower rung of the league, like bottom third of the league as far as care factor is concerned.
McMenamin said something about how the Lakers are waiting for other teams to make a trade to possibly make a trade, right? Did I hear that
They want
right?
to get in on get involved. A lot of teams do that.
Yeah.
They want there's 2 teams engage, and then other teams start tacking on and getting involved in the deal and making the deal bigger and bigger and bigger.
So you're hoping that somebody else makes a move. That way you could jump in to make a move because you can't make a move on your own.
Well, you need.
Yeah,
I mean, look,
that's where they're at right now. They need help.
The Lakers don't have assets to make it work on their own for the most part without giving up that first round pick. But when you need multiple players, you only got 1 pick to use. You need help from other teams.
And if that doesn't happen, then what's going to happen to you, right? If that falls apart, what plan do you have? This is contingent on the Lakers hoping that other teams help you out and make their plans happen. And if that blows up, then where are you going to be at? Mo Wagner, come on down.
That's the plan.
Listen, I think it's a very real possibility that Mo Wagner and DeAndre Ayton could be your centers on this team.
If that's the point, they better be starting Mo Wagner first. They better not be starting DeAndre Ayton. I'll tell you that right now.
And this is not us hating on Ayton. We've seen enough games of him where he doesn't contribute. He doesn't play hard.
He's also not. He doesn't have the
roll
care
your ass
factor.
to the basket.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
You don't have to roll your ass to the basket.
Exactly.
But UD also said a lot of what his game is. He has described his game perfectly and how it doesn't work with Luka.
It's literally what I said yesterday, and people were coming at my neck. But here's a guy who's played 20 years in the NBA who just said it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm telling you, like, this is not a great fit.
No.
Unless he's going to.
No, we didn't have that right.
You don't have to roll your ass to the basket.
Right. That's not DeAndre's fault. He didn't know it was coming.
Again, when a team is paying
Stay ready. You don't have to get ready.
When a team is paying you to go away at 26, he's 7 foot. What do they always say? They can't teach height.
Right.
Right? 7 foot, 26 years old, former number 1 pick.
Size matters.
And they're telling you, go away, get away from our young players.
Yes.
You're poison for here.
It's not
we
good.
want nothing with you.
It's not good.
So let's bring him with a ultimate pro in LeBron, Luka who wants to win, and a team and his organization where you take pride in making sure that you're wearing that purple and gold the right way.
Yeah.
Hey, let me just be aloof and go through the motions here. That's not going to cut it with the Lakers.
I mean, what UD was what he's saying on there, it sounds like DeAndre Ayton's play style would not fit at all with the Lakers team. He said he wants the ball in his hands. He wants to be in the post. He wants to shoot that little mid-range jumper. He steps out a little bit occasionally here and there. But
It's a terrible fit.
But that's not ideal for a Luka Doncic situation.
Dude, that was Porzingis. And Porzingis is way better than DeAndre Ayton, and it was a disaster in Dallas.
Well, if everyone keeps talking about, like, one of the main reasons that Portland wanted to get rid of him was because he was, like, there was some adversity in the locker room with him, and he was not professional.
He's not professional. He wasn't a good locker room citizen.
Right. He's basically a jerk to everybody. Don't you think that I know that LeBron's not like the guy anymore, but do you think like LeBron's gonna be like, man, I'm not gonna put up with that bleep and you'll be out of here? Like,
correct.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you're not gonna like step up to play well and like, you know, bring it when you're playing with LeBron and Luka, then like, should you really even be in the NBA anymore?
But there's a point in your career. He's 26 years old. He's at that point right now that they shouldn't have to coach you on work ethic.
Right.
They shouldn't have to coach you on, hey, look, man, you can't be having bad attitude.
He's been in the league 7 years, man.
There's time now. It's like, all right, man, you're established now in the league. There's no need to be having these bad habits.
So here's a question I have for you, George. Mm-hmm. We all watched as Brian Kamenetsky had the board there. No, Bobby Marks. Kind of looks like Brian Kamenetsky. Had the board of what free agency looks like, what their depth chart looks like, what the team looks like, what the cap looks like for the Lakers, right? Mm-hmm. If you're Mark Walter and his team, are you looking at that going, how did Rob Pelinka get in this situation?
Perhaps.
How is Rob Pelinka? How
did we get here?
How is the flagship of the Lakers, meaning us here at ESPN LA, at 5:07 on July 1st, talking about Mo Wagner and DeAndre Ayton being the best possibilities for them when you have LeBron and Luka? How have you not prepared for something like this?
Yeah, I think that's a very complicated answer.
Well, we're a complicated show.
Yes. I would say I would say that's a complicated answer. But, you know, look, the Lakers gave out a lot of assets. They literally just finished paying off the Anthony Davis deal.
Right.
Just this past season. And, you know, they just have been cap-strung with assets. They gave away one for Russell Westbrook. They gave away assets for Dorian Finney-Smith. They gave away 5 second-rounders for Rui Hachimura. You know, they've given away a lot of assets, and in some cases, it just hasn't worked out. So, you know, and you can't – when you give away assets in this league, you have to – I'm not saying it has to be 1,000%, you know, batting average, right? Like you don't hit 100%, but you got to hit more than you miss. And they've missed on a few. Like the Dorian Finney-Smith thing, I know it's only a couple second-rounders, but you could use a couple second-rounders to sweeten up a deal right now.
Right.
When you're trying to make moves, you need to have. But that Finney-Smith, you had to make that kind of move. It helped you last year.
Did you hear McMiniman earlier with Mason in Ireland?
No, what do you say?
I mean, he basically reported that Finney-Smith and his team wanted a longer-term deal, and the Lakers We're not interested in that because they don't want to bleed into 2027. So,
wow.
And I get it. You don't want, if Giannis becomes available, you don't want Finney-Smith to be the reason you can't get Giannis. But I don't know, man. Like, I just think that.
Well, that's something like Milwaukee by stretching Dame Lillard and then going to get Miles Turner, you're limiting what they can do moving forward. So
what do you mean?
Because of the money that they have, right, for Milwaukee, because they're going to have $22 million on the books with Damian Lillard, right? They gave Miles Turner a bunch of money today also.
Right.
With the Lakers, you don't want to have those kind of money deals in 2 years because if Giannis is available for you, you want to have the flex capability to go and do that.
Yeah, I get it, but here's the thing. Like, what I would tell you is I don't think Giannis is hitting free agency in 2027. I think that you could use the
So
cap.
then what's your plan?
Well, you can use the cap space to absorb him in a trade and only trade, and you don't need to trade dollar for dollar if you have the cap space. That's the caveat. You have to trade dollar for dollar if you don't have the cap space. If you do have the cap space, you can just trade assets. So I guess that's their plan based on the way it's being framed. But again, it's a risk. It's a roll of the dice. And if Doncic, and look, if I had to guess, Doncic's extension is a 2-year extension with an opt-out after 2, which then puts him on the 27 timeline. And you can go over the cap for him then because he's your own free agent.
Yeah, that time, yeah.
But it is a risk. Now, it may work. And I said this yesterday. Rob Pelinka is trying to thread an almost nearly impossible needle. If he does, man, he deserves all the love in the world. He's getting a lot of heat right now, and I understand why he's getting the heat, but I'm also trying to explain to you it is not an easy situation. No. Back to what you were asking, if you're Mark Walter, I feel like, I don't know if that explanation was plausible for you, Christopher, Ice Dragon, but I would say that would be
it was 7 years ago today that LeBron came to LA.
I remember.
I just looked at that. I was looking at a
Yeah.
graphic.
I was flying back from Maui.
I remember. We had to rush to the station.
Yeah, the next morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're on remote at Tom's.
Ryan Russillo came on the show.
Yeah.
And I tried to encourage him to do afternoon drive, and he didn't.
Yeah.
Now what are you going to do? Is it a sufficient answer? Yeah, but if I was Mark Walter and his team, I would say, yeah, but that's still not good enough if you're going to play at this level. How have you not been prepared for this? So you made those deals. You get DFS. You give up the second-round picks, and now you just let him go over time? That doesn't seem – why couldn't you give him an extra 2 years? I get the 2027.
Well, he doesn't want – he's got to want the 2 years, and he got a better deal from Houston.
Yeah.
But so I guess here's the point. To DFS, does he feel – and now maybe it doesn't matter. Do you have a better chance to win a title in Houston than you do with the Lakers right now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's problematic.
Okay, so – which you led me right to where I want to go.
See how that is? That's the magic of broadcasting.
He's such a jerk face. But so this is where I want to go. Give me some NBA music there.
Yeah,
DeAndre.
NBA. He threw him another curve. The kid's not ready for NBA music.
He's ready. He's right there.
Oh, it was right there.
Stay ready. You don't have to get ready.
That's
okay.
true.
He learned after the last one. He's good to go. Okay.
It's tight like a duck's booty.
Exactly. Watertight like a duck's booty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Punchy? Yeah.
Duck butt.
Exactly.
Like a duck's butt. Right.
Duck butt.
Yeah. Exactly. So the West. I mean, the West has gotten better. Like that. That's the easiest way to put it. Let's take a look at some of the teams that have got it. I mean, clearly Houston, fair to say, the best offseason of any team
They
in
might
the
be
NBA.
like favored to win the West now, huh?
Are they?
Probably.
They're getting
No,
there.
it's
No, not yet.
probably
Still
OKC.
But
Yeah.
they were.
By the way, Shea, completely under the radar,
Yeah.
just signed the largest per year extension in the history of professional sports.
Like $71 million a year now.
Yeah, more than Shohei.
Wow.
Yeah. Talk about aura.
Yeah. And the Rockets were the number 2 seed last year, and they just.
Thank you for letting me share in your aura. You're welcome.
Yeah. Good job, DeAndre.
See, that was tight, too.
Look at that. So the Rockets had the best offseason. They added Kevin Durant. They've added they already had a great young core of Amen Thompson,
Sengun.
Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr., who they extended right now, who was like the number 2 or 3 pick in the draft a couple years ago. He's 6'10", can shoot, can put the ball on the floor, defends at a high level. That kid is not even scratching the surface of how good he can be. They've got a veteran in Fred VanVleet who's won 16 games.
Yep.
He's got a ring. He can be the leader. They've got an excellent coach who's been to the finals. They've added Clint Capella, so a good backup center. They still have Steven Adams, right?
Yep.
So
Steven
they've
Adams
got
re-signed
3
with them.
centers. 3. The Lakers have 0 right now.
They
Okay?
loaded up, and who's going to play? Figuring out because at times they go Steven Adams, they go too big.
They play 2 bigs. Tari Eason is also on that
Yeah.
roster, young guy who will be extension eligible soon. Like, they've got good players. Reed Shepard was drafted in the top
That's
5
right,
last
Reed
year.
Shepard.
Was playing in the G League last year because they didn't have space for him.
Lottery pick.
This team is loaded, okay? And then you've got the defending champions, by the way, OKC still. The Denver Nuggets have made really smart moves. Cam Johnson, 3-and-D power forward, basically, who has been to an NBA Finals. They added Bruce Brown back, who won a championship for them, who's been dealing with some injuries, but still fairly young, and is clearly a guy that a championship roster would want. Hell, the Lakers wanted him when he decided to take the money to go to Indiana and then got hurt. So he's back on the roster. They added Jonas Valanciunas, another center, to back up Jokic. Okay? Like, the Denver Nuggets are the real deal.
They also added Tim Hardaway Jr. as well.
Oh, that's a good point. Today, they added Tim Hardaway Jr., so another shooter on a team that shot the ball well percentage-wise, but did not get enough volume up. So you add Tim Hardaway Jr., good volume three-point shooter. Cam Johnson, good volume three-point shooter. Like, this team has added real players to this roster.
Yeah, they got no Jake LaGreca over there, though.
Jake LaRavia. So, yeah, like, Denver is legit good. And Bruce Brown is not like he's not a bad three-point shooter.
Solid.
But he's like a little mini Draymond. He's like a guard Draymond. He guards any position. He moves the ball really well, really smart, sees the floor.
He moves well off the ball too.
100%. So
with that team, that's perfect.
Yeah. So right, he moves well off the ball with Jokic, right? Because Jokic is going to be at the elbows or whatever doing his thing. So yeah, like that's the top 3 right there in the Western Conference. The Lakers are not better than any of those 3 teams. Now, number 4, the Minnesota Timberwolves, who went to the Western Conference Finals for the 2nd year in a row. It is cold there, especially in the winter. Okay, I was there once this year, and it was -8 degrees. Okay,
The Western Conference winner odds: Thunder, Rockets, Nuggets.
right. So there you go. And Minnesota's probably 4.
Yep, 4.
There you go. So they still have Anthony Edwards, who's like literally just getting into his prime. Okay. They re-signed Naz Reid and Julius Randle. They still have Rudy Gobert on the roster. They lost Nickeil Alexander-Walker to Atlanta, but
that's a big contract.
But TJ Shannon is a young guy that they really like, who played big minutes for them in the playoffs at different stretches. And they've got the other kid, Jalen Clark, who also plays a similar position to him. They drafted the kid from Kentucky, point guard, to replace Mike Conley. Mike Conley's still on the roster.
Rob Dillingham.
Rob Dillingham, who still needs some work, but another offseason,
But they got
maybe
a
gets
future with
stronger.
him, yeah.
They like his upside.
They still got DiVincenzo as well.
Right, Dante.
Yeah.
So they've got guys.
And a happy Naz Reid, he got that check,
And
right?
the Lakers got their asses kicked by them. Okay? So that's 4 teams that are absolutely better than them right now. And then we can start debating, okay? Because the Lakers are in that next group. The Warriors, are the Warriors going to be better than the Lakers? We'll see. I don't know.
So is it Warriors, Clippers, Spurs in that area?
Warriors, Lakers, Mavs when they're healthy, but they're not going to be healthy to
for a
start
while.
the season.
They got D'Lo.
Yeah. Warriors,
D'Lo will
Clippers.
win you some games.
Warriors, Clippers, Lakers. I mean, maybe. Spurs? We expect Wemby to get better, right? Do we not? They have Stephon Castle, the reigning Rookie of the Year. They brought in Dylan Harper, a number 2 pick in the draft. They're not going to be – the Spurs aren't going to be slouches. So, the West is going to be – and Memphis, by the way, is still – yes, they traded Desmond Bane. They still have John Moran and Jaren Jackson Jr. Again, not some pushover team.
And they still got a role player in KCP who he probably feeling good with them.
Right.
It's a good spot for him.
So the West is tough. It's going to continue to be very tough. So, the Lakers at best right now, I think, are the 5th best team in the Western Conference. And that's still debatable, I think, in a lot of ways.
So, George, this doesn't sound good for Laker fans.
Well, things can change. If Ramona seems to think
There's something there, right?
She said it with us. She said it on TV that she thinks something's going to be brewing, that they're going to make a deal. I hope they do. We need something good for this team. We need something to feel like, hey, they are back in the mix in that top four? Can they be in that? At the very least, can they separate themselves from the second group and be the best of that second group of the Warriors and whatever, et cetera?
And this is where the Laker fans' frustration should be at, right? It should be boiling because you're seeing everybody else making some kind of moves, and the Lakers are very nice and quiet. You got a guy who gets picked up, and Morales is making fun of the guy's name. What's his name?
Jake Greca?
Yeah, him too, right? So that's where you're at right now. Instead of being the forefront of trying to make a move, and instead of hoping and wishing that there's something that you can do, you got, what do you have?
Oh, Jake Greca?
Come on, you got to be tight.
I didn't know. I can't see out of that part of my eye.
Seriously, still?
He has no left peripheral
What do you mean
vision.
still?
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Is that like a forever thing?
Probably. That's what happens when you have 3 strokes.
I'm just asking.
Did you almost die?
Yeah, I almost died. 5:19.
Yeah.
So, George,
I didn't see you cueing me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The head was just there, my friend.
it seems
Go
like
ahead, Lynn, sorry.
it seems like a lot of teams this year are strictly like building for what they think they're going to face in the playoffs. Like more so because, like, you know, like we've
Size.
seen, in the regular season, like, anyone can make it to the playoffs, but you know, getting there is like you just have to get in, and then all these teams keep talking about that, like the youth and the size and facing OKC, and then even in the East, it's like everyone was seeming to like tool their roster to be able to beat Boston this past year,
Right?
And not like just fielding a good team. They're specifically trying to like hone in on how are we going to beat them.
Indiana just felt that they built a good team, and it played out in their favor. By the way, you know, last year, Indiana got lucky in a lot of ways. They faced a lot of teams that were injured. That was not the case this year. They just mowed teams down.
They went after them.
Right. And again, like with the Cavs, them being a really great team during the regular season, they were exposed because they weren't ready for like playoff style basketball. And like it seems like teams now are specifically building for like, okay, who's gonna help us get through like the toughness and the physicality and everything.
I think that teams are trying to build depth, right? But size also has become a thing that people want. They don't. No, I'm not saying you can't play small ball in stretches, but small ball is not going to work anymore.
When it comes to the playoffs, you heard Wendy saying it earlier.
It's not going to work anymore in long stretches.
How teams are getting those 2 big guys so you could try to slow down an OKC team.
Right.
To try to beat them up and make sure in the playoffs
Lindsay,
where it's different
We
world.
specifically talked about this with Lindsay when we were talking about the Cavs, how they have that, right? Like they have the roller in Jared Allen. They've got the dynamic big in Evan Mobley. Like that, in theory, is what you want.
Well, it's just like earlier, to Lindsay's point about the playoffs, and Mason kept repeating over and over again, oh, but they were the 3rd seed.
So what?
And
It doesn't
LeBron was
matter.
all
That
NBA
doesn't mean
second
anything.
team. And I said, yeah, how'd the playoffs go?
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
The regular season and the playoffs are 2 completely different seasons.
and guess what? The Lakers weren't great in the playoffs.
Correct.
I was listening too when you were talking to John about when the Thunder and Lakers play each other in the final.
Oh, yeah, and he brings up how the
Oh
Lakers
my
beat
God! The freaking YouTube mongrels do the same thing.
It's all they talk about. Guys, they won the NBA championship. The Lakers lost
They
in the
won 4
playoffs.
rounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
First round.
Yeah, first round.
Right.
Can you stop?
Yeah.
Though they beat them, the
In
Thunder, they
March.
would have beat them in 7 games. The Lakers in June would have gotten run off the court in 4 games against the Thunder.
By the way, I think Chet Holmgren had literally played like 5 games after breaking his hip.
It's just silly
at that time. Here's the thing.
You're
and
upset?
the Thunder.
Well, it's just it's not understanding basketball at all and
Or
playoff
sports.
basketball.
It's 2 completely different games.
Different.
It really
Right.
is.
And
To
the
say that
Lakers
the
weren't built
Lakers
for that.
beat them in what, February?
March.
Right. And compared to June, when you have somebody who's gassed and nearly 41 years old, and you have Luka who's completely out of shape, and Austin Reeves disappeared, and the head coach, and I know you love JJ, had never been there before as a head coach.
JJ.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's what happens.
And
Whoop
they
we do. I did your JJ to
Yeah, I
you.
know you did. You did.
And JJ was limited because he looked at his bench and said, hell no.
Right.
If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down with these guys.
Right.
Yeah, I don't
This
blame
is my
him.
best.
And look at the seeding, like to your point. Okay, the Lakers were the 3rd seed. Well, look at the seeds. Like wasn't it all the
Right, but
number 1 seeds were out the first
OK-
round?
OKC won 67 games in the
Then
regular
being
season.
the
Right.
exception, isn't it true that all of the other seeds, the first seed, like the higher seeds, were knocked out in the first round?
And who was the backup center? Lee
Yeah.
Klein? What was his name? Lee Klein?
Lee Klein?
Alex Len.
Alex Klein.
Prince of Darkness?
Lee Klein.
Is that a radio host? Or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
With the leather jacket.
I think he was a radio host.
No, he was. I
He's
worked
at
with him.
Fox.
Yeah.
He used to do Clipper Talk with us.
Chet Holmgren. Chet
I thought
Holmgren.
so.
Chet Holmgren played 32 games this season. The guy broke his hip, okay, and played 32 games and came back and helped them win a championship at 23 years old or whatever he is. Like, think about that. That team has two guys in Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren who have not even begun to get into their primes yet. Like, they're not like physically like men yet.
No.
Per se, at least NBA player man, like body build, right? Like, and they're not like, they've just gone through the gauntlet and realized, oh my God, even with our flaws as individual players at times, we still got through this thing. Like, that team is only going to get better. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to repeat because crazy things happen. People get hurt, whatever. You get a bad matchup, crazy. Look, they were close at times. Like, where the Denver series, they'll be the first to tell you. Like, I talked to Lou Dort recently on NBA Today, and we asked him, and I knew the answer to this because we had talked about this off the court with a number of those guys. Like, they thought in the Denver series, like, oh, we got to strap in because this may be it. Like, we can't lose this series, but they might be able to beat us. Like, the only time they actually doubted for a moment was Denver, because Jokic is that good.
Yeah.
Okay? But, like, that team, man, like, they're going to be really good for the next 3 to 5 years. Like, really, really good. So they're going to win. If I had to guess, they're winning at least one more in that 5-year stretch.
Yeah, the West is going to go through them. They went through the gauntlet, and they figured out how to play.
They learned on the job.
And they learned how to push back a team. Like, Indiana's not going to come back because Indiana's not going to be the same roster.
Right.
That was their best shot. They had to take it right then and there. Okay, see, wait a minute. We just gave SGA all that money. We're going to get better. We're going to get stronger. And Presti, who's the best one out there, knowing how to let go of an asset at the right time and how to acquire a different place. My goodness, it's going to get harder and harder in the West. Can they keep them together for long term? No, because the economics are going to say that they can in OKC. But wow, it's everybody else is playing for second in the West. That's why this summer of the Lakers is going to be so frustrating if in the next couple of days they don't do anything. Because you've seen everybody else, and we haven't even talked about 5 through 8, George. That's where the Lakers are at.
Right.
We've been talking
They
about
are
the
5
top
through
heavy,
8.
but they can either be a 5. They can easily be back to the play-in tournament, and me and Funchy doing play-in tournament talk.
I said it was going to be the
Funchy,
biggest.
you're going to do play-in tournament talk?
Of course we are.
Yeah.
We got to
said
do
it-
whatever's at.
I
Extra
said it was
games.
going to be the biggest offseason ever, and it kind of was because they got sold in the offseason. But now it could be the most disastrous offseason ever.
It's tough. It's a tough spot. All I'll say is that, and look, I hope Ramona's right? That
For Laker fans' sake, I better be.
Ramona has basically implied that they still feel they can pull off a deal for someone, or someone's, plural, and that their plan is to remain flexible for 2027. That is, again, a very tough needle to thread. Now, if they pull
That's
it
hard
off,
to sell, isn't it?
What's that?
It's hard to sell to Laker fans too, right?
It's not an easy sell for sure. And what I would say is it's just really difficult to pull off. If they do, though, forget about Flowers. Go buy him the whole garden. Okay, is what I would
But
say.
what if they don't? What if they don't?
Well, if they don't, then
It's a big possibility.
Then
Let's say
he'll have to answer for that.
Well, I was gonna say let's say they go the whole season with, I don't know, like who would even be their starting center right now?
I mean, right now there is no starting.
Okay,
I mean,
so-
it would be Maxi Kleber.
That's LeBron James.
Okay, so let's say that they make
Debo.
you know, Tristan Thompson move or
Trey
something
Jemison?
crazy.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
how long will they allow Rob to just like keep doing? Like, how long will they keep him around?
He just signed. He just got a new extension.
Yeah,
so.
but they don't care about that. Now you got the guy with all the
Right,
money.
I get it, but
right?
also Genie is still the governor.
Okay.
So I
For the
don't.
foreseeable future.
You let the LeBron goodbye tour happen. You let it all kind of flush out. They're patient. Mark Walter and his team are patient. They don't need to rush.
Yeah, but
they
this-
don't need to fill, because John Ireland always says star effing driven town because you have to fill seats. You need sellouts, right?
They get 18,997 every game.
Based on the Bus family and how they ran that business. You no longer need to worry about that. If you don't sell 18,997 every year, every game, it's okay. They can be patient. Now, Laker fans may not like that, but do you want to be the next Thunder, or do you want to continue this nonsense that we've been dealing with since 2020?
It seems like the situation that they are in now, it's not just like a matter of patience, because there's not a whole lot of hope ahead, and it seems like it's more of like serious malpractice. You know what I mean? Like,
here's the hope.
Oh.
Here's the hope is their new owner, because he's not thinking about 10 months from now or next season. He's thinking about 10 years from now. So there is a lot of hope. You just got to flush out what we saw Bobby Marks put up on the board, which doesn't look great based on what Pelinka's put together over the last several seasons. And the future is not right in front of you.
they have no future. I mean, even look at Dallas.
But they have a future. It's just not right in front of you.
I just feel like there's not really a whole lot you can look to, especially knowing that like Luka will be eligible to get the extension, and it's like, what if he doesn't re-sign? They literally have no one.
They don't have anyone. But there will be another person. There will be another star.
Literally.
Ahead that they can get in the next coming seasons. But it may not be right in front of you. That may be the reality.
What is Ireland say? The vision board that they have?
Yeah.
Their vision board is crap right now. I'm just saying.
And by the way, a dream scenario would be tomorrow somehow Ramona is right and they pull off Dame. But again, what does that mean?
But he's coming back to win.
Right. He's
he hasn't won yet in his career.
His camp is telling people that they could be back after the All-Star break. However,
and is Dame going to become 7 foot overnight?
Right, exactly.
He still helps. I mean,
of course.
If he's even any semblance of him, that's a good deal. But there are a dozen teams now interested in him, according to Mark Spears, who just tweeted that out in the last hour.
Of course he would be.
So, especially at a cheap price, because he doesn't need to worry about money.
And you get to April with him.
You got to play the long road now. Now it's the long road.
2027.
2027.
New imaging. 2027.
They don't even have a first-round draft pick for like 6 years.
Well, don't worry about 2031. Let's first get to 2027.
All right, 30 minutes nonstop. That was it. Big Deal or No Deal is up next.
New era, same home.
This could launch the Lakers into the stratosphere.
The Lake Show have a new ownership group led by Mark Walter.
And 710 ESPN had plenty to say.
I mean, is it fair to say maybe some of the biggest news in decades here in LA?
It was breaking news that shook the sports world.
The Buss family is entering an agreement to sell majority ownership of the Lakers to Mark Walter.
But one thing
I'm Doug
remains
Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
With over 30 years in the business and more than 20,000 real estate transactions, Seller's Advantage offers a much better buying experience.
We don't charge agent fees, you pay no commissions, and you make no repairs. Seller's Advantage will show you a no obligation as-is cash offer and can close in just a few days.
Just check out our Google reviews and see for yourself.
Call Seller's Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
ESPN.
These offers will blow you away during the Red, White, and Vroom sales event at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. Get a complimentary gift when you purchase a new vehicle, like a Solo stove cooler and mobile AC, Blackstone outdoor griddle, Turtle Box speaker, or a $500 Visa gift card. For complete details, visit OceanSubaruOC.com or come into Ocean Subaru on Euclid Street in Fullerton.
Approved credit through Subaru Motors Finance. Not all buyers of vehicles will qualify. Choice of gift at dealer discretion must not exceed $500. Offers do not combine and are not valid on previous purchases. See dealer for complete details. Expires 7/06/25.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text CAR to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful Fed incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text CAR to 42424. That's CAR to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Oh, you were free. You were free from playing this. You ever see this music video?
I have not, no.
Oh, come on.
You've never seen the video
I haven't
for
seen
this?
the video, but this is a good song, though.
Really?
Look up the video right now.
All right.
Come on. 534, Sedano and Kap.
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
This is
I want you to put on the video right now. Live Imaging Tuesday.
Yeah.
Happy
Not
birthday.
on the work computer.
She turns 54.
You can watch
Missy
the
Elliott.
TV
I remember
edit.
when she was Missy Misdemeanor Elliott.
Yeah.
Back in the day on MTV. Let me just tell you what's in that video.
No.
You know what I mean?
I would say that's a good way to describe it.
That was none of that in that video. I've seen it.
What now?
That was none of that in that video.
There was none of that?
None of that in that video.
What are you talking about?
None of that.
There's a lot of
None
that.
of that.
What
None
about
of
when
that.
I had a bigger caboose? Was
None
that
of
better?
that. None of that, man.
DeAndre, put it on.
Don't do it.
Also, today is Ginger Snap Day. How about that? All right. Nobody went for the Ginger Snap.
Nah, not a ginger snap guy.
Oh, on this day in 1980, O Canada officially became the national anthem of Canada.
Yep.
Now,
Happy Canada Day to everybody.
is today Canada Day?
Yes, today's Canada
Oh, happy
Day.
Canada
July
Day.
1st.
Why is July 1st Canada Day?
That's the day they got their constitution.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, look at that. I didn't realize you had so much Canadian
Oh,
history.
dude, I've been to Toronto about 10 times.
Oh, really?
They love Montreal 5 times. Oh, oui. The French Canadians. Ooh, la, la.
Really?
As Damashek would say. Oh, you can't go anymore. Your heart would give out.
In Canada?
Oh, in Montreal. Oh, everybody speaks French. Beautiful. The sun goes down about 10:30, 11.
Really?
They love Latinos. Woo! Oh, yeah. Oh, you're from L.A.? Oh, oui. Oh,
I know what you're
yeah,
saying.
baby. Yeah, baby. They take care of you. But yeah, Toronto's great.
Yeah, that's
Vancouver?
Toronto.
Have you ever been to Vancouver? Oh, beautiful up there.
I don't have the pep for that anymore.
You should go there. Vancouver's beautiful, man.
Is that like kind of the Schwann situation?
I wasn't saying that. I just said the pep.
Yeah. Anyway, big deal or no deal?
Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Sorry, I was waiting for the music there. All right, so I know that Funchy watches a lot of these reality dating shows.
Love them.
Do you ever watch The Golden Bachelor, Funch?
I know.
That's one with the older people.
No,
Yes.
but I think I want to start watching it.
So the new season of The Golden Bachelor features Mel Owens, who's former NFL player. Let's see. He was a former NFL veteran turned lawyer and father.
Wait, what's his name, Linz?
His name is Mel Owens.
Mel Owens.
Mm-hmm.
He said in an interview today that he has a cutoff age for the contestants on his show. Anybody over 60, he's just going to cut them right off the bat.
And he's on the Golden Bachelor?
Again, this
He's
is
66.
the Golden Bachelor.
He's on the Golden Bachelor. He should
And
be on a
he's
regular
66.
Bachelor then.
He's 66.
So I was going to ask, I know we talk a lot about, we talked about Tom Brady possibly dating Sydney Sweeney, and Bill Belichick and his girlfriend who's 40 years younger than him. Do you think that it's a big deal or no deal that he won't even look at a lady that's over 60 when he's 66 years old? Big deal or no deal?
He played for the Rams.
L.A. Rams. He's from Laguna.
Local guy.
OC guy. I say it's not a big deal because at that age, you know what you want, right? You know what you like. You know exactly what you're going to have. And that's probably the partner that you're going to have for the rest of your life. So get what you want.
How old again?
He's 66.
He's 66, and he said he will not even, his cutoff date is anyone over 60 or 60 or older. So you have to be younger than 60 to date him.
I mean, that's not that much younger.
Dude, this guy was
It's only 6 years.
I know, but
At the high end.
He's just saying right off the bat, I'm not even going to look at those ladies.
Dude,
Listen, if you're 60, if you've lived 66 years on this earth, whether you're a man or a woman, to Beto's point, you know what you want. You also, more importantly, know what you don't want.
Yeah.
Okay? And whether that's personality or whatever, maybe he's like a fun, active guy and wants someone a little younger because he wants to be active.
Here's
maybe
what he is.
Go ahead.
He runs with the Bulls in Pamplona.
Come on, dude.
He's
I wouldn't do that. And I'm like
what if a
25
62-year-old
years
lady
young,
does
20
that?
years younger than him.
If you're 61, you can't run the Bulls, right? That's his theory. He's run the
Most people
marathons.
have hip surgery by then.
All right. So I'm reading more quotes from this guy. He says he is in an age range of 45 to 60. That's the girls
good.
that, yes.
And he looks younger than this.
Yeah.
He looks good. He also, in his prime, ran a 4.640 and
right.
bench press 390.
Wow.
Let's go.
390.
390 when he was playing for the Rams. He
Have
was
you
a
ever
special
heard of
teams
him?
guy.
No.
Oh, he's a special teams guy. That's why.
Special teams guy. You know, he's 66, played at LA Rams, first round pick, 1981 draft.
But he can still say,
Yeah,
I
so
played in NFL.
I'm good. Listen, I'm a big believer in like here's the thing. If something happened to my wife tomorrow, like and she was no longer on this earth, I first of all, I don't think I'd ever get married again. Let's start with that. Okay? I would dedicate my life to my kids, and I would probably eventually date, but I'm not getting married again, and I would be very picky in regards to who I would choose to partner myself with. A, number one, because of my children in that scenario, and B, because of my lifestyle. Like, I work a lot, I travel a lot. Like, I'm a big believer that marriage is hard as hell, okay? But marriage or any relationship that is considered commitment or long-term, you need to get each other. And if the basis of the relationship is not you don't get each other, then that relationship will not last. Whether that's a romantic relationship, a work relationship, whatever it is, you need to understand each other and your strengths and your weaknesses. And that's very simple.
Yeah, 60s are.
I love that.
If you would have said over 40, then I'm like,
Funchy, you love that?
I love that. You should be on Loveline. Dr. Drew right here.
All right, what's next?
Okay, so back in December, Netflix announced that they were going to be doing a Jerry Jones docuseries.
I can't wait.
Yeah, so yesterday they released the first trailer
Jerry.
for it, and it's called America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys. But it's 8 episodes.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Why? The Last Dance was 10.
Yeah, but it's Jerry
An
Jones.
hour long each?
Yeah.
What do you mean it's Jerry Jones? Who? First of all, that is the most.
I don't need 8 episodes of Jerry Jones. How
But
about
it's
there?
not Jerry Jones. You got Troy Aikman, you got Jimmy Johnson,
Yeah,
you
but-
got Michael Irvin.
Is
you
it
got-
just about the Cowboys?
Yes.
It's
about Jerry
specifically about Jerry
Oh,
Jones.
so his life
It's
growing up.
The
So the
Gambler
first
and his
episode
Cowboys.
will be his life
Yes.
growing up in whatever, Oklahoma or Texas. You know, it'll
It's
probably,
about the 90s Cowboys.
All right, for sure. But it'll probably mention, like, you know, he played college football with Jimmy Johnson at Oklahoma.
Barry
and then,
Switzer, all
And then
that.
the next episode will be about, like, him making his money or whatever. You know, I think his dad helped or whatever. And then
the last one is like, okay, the football side of it.
No,
That
and
should
then
be
he'll
it.
buy the Cowboys by the end of the second one. It'll be the press conference, and then the next 6 episodes will be about the Cowboys.
Yes, and the saga of how that fell apart.
Right. Because the Jimmy Johnson thing is still the biggest mistake he's ever made.
Yeah, biggest mistake.
Not even close.
Has he ever talked about it?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they have a little bit.
but not much.
He's still
right?
got another one with Barry Switzer, though, right?
I mean,
Yeah, but that
Barry
was
Switzer,
Jimmy's
that was
dude.
Jimmy's team.
By the way,
Come on,
one of the
man.
best nights of my life was with Barry Switzer in Houston about probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
At a fun Barry Switzer.
Oh, he's
amazing.
a good dude to drink
He's
with. There's
amazing.
no
Oh
doubt.
my God!
But Jimmy Johnson, I mean, he built the team for him.
Yeah.
Like Barry Switzer literally just didn't have to crash the car.
Well, didn't the Herschel Walker trade
The
build
Herschel
team?
Walker
Right,
trade, yeah.
but Jimmy Johnson
Jimmy
was the one
Johnson
that
did
said
that.
you got to trade Herschel Walker.
Okay, I thought it was Jerry Jones that said it.
No, hell no.
I mean, he has to say on everything,
At
doesn't
the
he?
time, but at that time, Jimmy was basically the GM and the coach.
Yeah.
Right. And Jimmy said, Herschel's old. We need to trade him. We can get a ton for him. And they did. And they were able to get so many picks that they. And listen, to use a modern reference, it's no difference than the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander Paul George trade
It
that
really
netted
is.
them a championship
It really
in a lot
is,
of ways.
yeah.
You know?
See, that's why you got to watch the 8-episode documentary.
I mean,
I don't
I'm
think you
gonna,
need 8.
I'm gonna watch
Honestly,
them.
they could have done it like 4 or 5.
That's what I'm
Could have just
saying.
been in one.
8 is too much.
I feel like
I think we're going to want so much of it that you're going to enjoy. It's
I
going to
mean,
be like the last
Cappy-
dance.
No.
Cappy
That's
will
a lot.
want 10.
It's going to be like the
too
last
many.
dance, honestly.
And then you're gonna have to his acting performances. Jerry Jones, Cappy wants to see that.
Also,
He
the,
let
Well,
Matt-
I don't think Jerry. You can't see a lot of facial expressions
When he
anymore.
doesn't move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
face
The
to
the
face don't
last
move.
dance was also like, I guess
But that's
they
Jordan,
stretched it
man.
out because it was the only thing on TV because of COVID.
But it wasn't designed. They didn't know about COVID when they put that together. Or put a lot of that into planning and shot a lot of it.
Right.
I think.
they had footage over like 20 years, to
But
30
here's the thing.
years.
As somebody who was a fan of that era of those Cowboys teams and have worked with some of those guys, Aikman, Irvin, and stuff, there is so much to talk about, and those guys have so much to say about what could have been if they kept that team together and Jimmy wasn't fired. There's a
Right,
lot
they
to
could
be
have won
said.
more.
They could have won
more.
5 Super Bowls, frankly.
Well, look, you could make. I mean, you could have this conversation about a lot of different inflection points in sports, right? Phil Jackson with the Bulls,
Yes.
Phil
Yep,
Jackson
with
with
the
the Lakers,
Lakers.
right? Like, you know, there are these inflection points in a franchise's history, the good ones that you can kind of have those moments.
And the
you know?
fact that similar with the Bulls, that even though Reinsdorf wanted to tear the team apart to rebuild. They never were able to rebuild. And Krause, too. And the same thing is Jerry Jones has never made it back. They've won how many playoff games since Jimmy Jones?
They've never been to NFC Championship games since 1995.
Yeah, since 1995.
Maybe this year is a year.
30
this
years.
Is not the year. This is not the year.
Hell no, it ain't
not the year.
Okay. That's for sure.
So I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
All right, what's next?
8 episodes is excessive, but
It's
okay.
too much. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so we talked quite a bit about Jalen Ramsey and whether or not he would end up back with the Rams, and we were talking earlier today in one of the breaks back here with Christopher, and I was talking about how Jalen Ramsey actually broke the news of his own trade, and he said hey, how about that? I broke my own news. That's what he tweeted out. So I said I feel like that's I know that that's happened before, but him saying that and putting that out there and being the first person to literally break that news, I think it's a big deal. What do you guys think?
Yeah, in today's day and age,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I thought social media would be, Twitter would be for, where the athletes wouldn't need the media, but the agents still need the media.
Yes.
So that's why it never really changed. But yeah, more players could do that if their agents were good with that.
Yeah, if the players tell the agent, hey, don't tell anybody, because that's who's telling Shams or Schefter. That's where they're getting it from. But Jalen Ramsey, it's funny. My sister used to be his interior designer when he played for the Rams.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, so she was designing his beach, not the beach, the pool house.
I think here's the thing. We made a big deal about here in LA about this Jalen Ramsey stuff right now because the thought was he could come back to the Rams.
Yeah.
And we feel
And he'd be helpful for sure.
He would be helpful with the Rams, and he was great here before. I don't know if the rest of the NFL really cared that much about this deal. It's fine.
It's a good deal. I mean, I would say Jalen Ramsey's at the back end of his prime. And
Still a player.
And Minka Fitzpatrick, who also is an excellent safety, is towards the back end of his prime, right? You know what I mean? The prime in football is late 20s, early 30s. You know what I mean? So that's where those guys are. So it's not if they're both 25 and traded for each other, it's a bigger deal. It was still pretty important, I would say, but still not a huge deal. And they're also not quarterbacks don't get traded very often, so I think that's also part of it too. Unless you're Aaron Rodgers and you're moving around, and it's why we follow the Aaron Rodgers saga so much as a society.
Man, the
sports.
Steelers are going all in, and I feel like they are proud. They could win the division.
I don't know if I go that far. I still think the Baltimore Ravens are the best team in the division.
What do they win in the division with? Aaron Rodgers?
I'm just saying. I feel like they've made quite a few upgrades.
They
this
play in
offseason.
one of the tougher divisions in the sport. I still think the Ravens are the team to beat.
Did you make an argument that the Bengals can potentially?
No.
Maybe. I mean, their offense is loaded,
Hendrickson, right?
I mean, but the offense is loaded.
Their
though.
offense is loaded, but they're a one side of the ball team, I think. Unless their defense proves me wrong, which maybe they look. The Rams defense we didn't think was going to be good last year, and then it ended up being really good by the end of the year. All right, that's big deal or no deal. All right, dealer's choice is up next. Beto, I hope you have a good dealer's choice.
Okay.
You got a good one?
Always, son.
All right, beautiful.
Real quick, hey, I want to tell you something.
Sandra, give me one.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Never stop dreaming.
Is this about the email you pulled?
I'll tell you that later.
Oh, okay.
But that's the message I saw on a big yellow billboard, from the law offices of our guy who played Game of Games today, Jacob and Ronnie, and it stuck with me because dreaming shouldn't stop when life gets hard. It shouldn't stop when you get hurt. It shouldn't stop when the bills show up and the car won't start. In fact, that's when the dreams matter most. So if you get into an accident, you call Jacob 844-24. Jacob, tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 send you. If you've been through something, if you're trying to recover, if you're trying to move forward, don't let the struggle steal your vision. That's why Jacob and Ronnie does what he does, and that's why you need to call him at 844-24-JACOB and tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. Jacob and his team have been helping people in L.A. for nearly 30 years, people who got knocked down and needed someone to help them get back up, okay? From the moment you call, Jacob takes care of the details, the medical visits, the insurance calls, the paperwork, so you can focus on your future. And here's the part that really matters. You don't pay unless he wins. So keep dreaming big, and if your life throws you a curveball, call someone who has your back. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB after any accident. If you aren't sure what to do, just call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB and let him and his team handle everything, give you the best advice to be able to move forward. No obligations, all for free. Call them at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, or visit them online at calljacob.com. The Rams, Lakers, LAFC are all proud sponsors, okay? Or actually, Jacob is a proud sponsor and partner of all of those teams. Rams, Lakers, and LAFC, the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie, they are simpatico. And so should you. You should be simpatico with our guy, Jacob. Follow him at calljacob.com on Instagram for more, of course, messages of positivity.
Call Jacob.com.
Travis Rogers into Marco Farr.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
I remember Kobe had one
Do
too.
you think that Travis bought a rap album ever?
Did anybody who says they love Kobe, did anybody buy that album? I want to know.
I did not buy that.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Did anybody play it, buy it? Was it good? Good or bad? Nothing?
Yeah, I can't help you.
Is this
with
it?
that.
On list. Stop, please. Right.
This was his answer to Shaq's rapping, right?
I think so.
You think that Travis is bumping in his Chevy Silverado to this?
Look, I'm not a music critic, but that doesn't sound like the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah.
He's kind of got a, what's the vibe I'm looking for? He's kind of got
New Jack.
Yeah, kind of a New Jack
New Jack vibe, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just about to say that.
New Jack.
Travis and DeMarco tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Don't miss Travis and DeMarco on 710 ESPN.
All right. We got a caller who says, I need to buy a car and I need to save money. Well, my friend, I've got one answer for you. The Cerritos Auto Square. It's America's largest auto mall. 24 dealerships, all the top brands, all in one easy location right here in SoCal. And here's the secret. These dealers sell more cars than anyone because they have low prices. And they can actually afford low prices because they sell so many cars. Check it out at CerritosAutosquare.com.
Cerritos Auto Square.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
5:52, live imaging Tuesday, Sedano and Kap, final segment. That's our final segment, music time for the Dealer's Choice Real Deal with Beto. Brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Want to sell your house? Before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy, Jack. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer, D. Oh, I kissed that, didn't I? Or visit sellersadvantage.com, DRE0196-1658. By the way, real quick, shout out to the city of Santa Fe Springs. The city council there is making a declaration right now as we speak for ESPN LA. Stephanie's there picking it up from the city council meeting.
Joe Angel?
From Joe Angel.
Joe Angel Zamora, baby. Love that guy.
This is because, of course, we did the Little League game.
Not the guy who used to call Orioles games, right?
No.
No, that's Joe Angel.
As part of CHLA Make March Matter, Cappy, Travis, and I called a Little League game there on a Saturday with the whole crew. Joe Angel was there. Yeah. The entire city council from the city of Santa Fe Springs. And Jason Esparza from Whittier was who bid on that. So we are now accepting a declaration from the city. And I've already said, we're going to come back and bring Sedano and Kap so they can press the flesh in the city of Santa Fe Springs.
Flesh will be pressed.
Beautiful.
Speaking of pressing flesh, a man who knows how to press the flesh.
Yeah.
Especially in that shirt. You look good today.
Collars
a
and
nice
Co.
shirt.
Collars and Company.
I got to get myself a couple of those.
On Instagram. They,
yeah, I've seen those ads. I want one.
They worked. I liked them.
What's your
What do you got in dealer's
So
choice?
we're going to stay in that area.
Okay.
We're going to go on the 605. Our good friend Danny Hernandez, a quarterback trainer.
Yeah.
He has a couple kids.
LA Dimes.
Yeah, LA Dimes. A couple kids that recently committed to colleges. I'm going to go to Downey High.
Oh.
Okay.
Congratulations to Oscar Rios, the quarterback at Downey, who the other day committed to Arizona.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's go, Downey High.
6'3" Mexican quarterback.
Yes, sir.
Chose Arizona over UCLA.
Well, good choice by him. Good choice, young man.
So he does great work. And then there's a kid down by where Cappy lives, in that area in
Oh.
South.
Yeah.
Beautiful name. You're going to love it. I met him in a Laker game. Danny also trains him sometimes. Cash Herrera.
Oh, Cash
Herrera.
Yeah.
Money. He's money.
You know what they say about that kid? It walked in 10 minutes before he got there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where's he going?
Cash Herrera, he's from the Bishop School in
Right.
South.
Yeah.
He's committed to Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Fernando Mendoza kid is there right now, the
Yeah.
Cuban kid
So
at Indiana.
Mendoza has 1 year left.
Right.
Cash is supposed to replace
Who's also
him.
one of Danny's guys.
He will also
Fernando
Danny guy. So
Mendoza.
shout out to all these kids that are chasing the dreams, quarterbacks from the Southern California area,
Yeah.
going and committing there. So
I
a
love
lot
it.
of good stuff right there.
That's
That's my
awesome.
dealer's choice right there. Keep it hyper local.
I
Yeah.
like it when it's hyper local.
Yeah.
I really do.
Do you want me to read your emails?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm just asking because, Cappy's responded to emails like, he wrote the quote-unquote separate vaca email.
Right.
Yeah, which is vacay. But
Yeah.
he
Oh,
wrote-
I think you're talking about cow.
He wrote vaca. He wrote vaca. There's a couple of emails. There's a fall content strategy and planning email.
Yes.
You want to discuss that? We got 3 minutes here.
I don't really want to, no.
Oh, okay. I was just
I
curious.
thought it was really short because you want to talk
Yeah.
about the
And then
emails.
there was another email you sent just to me and Cappy at 5:16 a.m. this
That
morning.
one we definitely don't want to talk about.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
That was an internal
I mean,
strategy.
usually because we
What happened? What
we
was the email
share
about?
everything here on the station, so I was just curious if you wanted
I don't
to
think that's an
share
email.
any more information.
Here's
As
the problem.
Cappy would say, come on, big guy. What's the big
Here's
deal?
the problem. If you read that email right now, I then have like 4 hours of follow-up conversations ahead of me.
Okay, I'm just saying. So
And
what-
not just from people in these studios. People will hear it. The YouTube will explode.
Yeah.
Then Sam Pines will figure it out. I had a lot of back and forth with Sam. He was drilling me hard on email
Yeah?
from like 4:45 a.m.
Yeah.
till about 6:45 a.m.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah. I don't
Full-
see these emails
About
till
what?
at least
Yeah,
7:30.
About a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And luckily I was walking to relieve the stress as the emails were coming in.
Yeah, yeah.
Or else it could have been, I could have gone,
Yeah.
just.
I saw you. You did the cardiac kid went up the hill again,
I did 4 miles by myself.
even without Cappy.
without Cappy.
So what's the vacation one about?
No,
Oh,
vodka.
there's just Cappy's Cappy's emails. I wrote what I was doing for the rest of the summer and like when I'm leaving for Christmas, and Cappy responded to the email, and Chris just to help Lindsay and Greg, Lindsay specifically, who does all the scheduling. He just said, "Hey, could you write a separate email
Well, no, in full
to keep
disclosure,
it easier?"
Cappy has not been great at keeping his vacations organized.
Yeah, I know.
So I want to print them out and keep them like in a binder because that would be the natural thing.
Right, but responding to an email is all
now
harder
then-
to track.
Then we got to print and 10 pages print. Just send a separate email so we can print it out. It's done. And now, so then
Who
he had
prints
to.
anything anymore?
Oh,
Chris does. He's
I
a
know,
big printer.
I
Have you
know.
been in my office?
I
There's
know.
stuff printed everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
But-
are pictures of you.
No. But I've got a lot of stuff printed. I always take it with me in my briefcase so I can read stuff on the train or whatever. But point being is, then Cappy had to be an a-hole by sending a separate email like, "Greetings from San Diego. Hope everybody's having a great
It's
week."
beautiful here.
What
Glad
voice
I am
is that?
vacationing in this part of the world.
Like, really, Cappy? All you need to do is give us your dates. By the way, I love that your world is so kick back that you can plan your vacation 9 months from now.
Well, but again, we already illustrated what those are. It's his birthday and Valentine's Day, which he always takes off, and they go to Mammoth in February. It's end of May, which seems to be some sort of graduation week,
something,
right? And then June, where it's Rachel's birthday, late June. So those are the three. He's already getting those on the books because he knows if he doesn't get those on the books soon, or he'll forget, and then he'll have to do it last minute, and then people are going to be like, dude, you had all this time to do it. Why didn't you do it?
Scumbag.
Is he still out of pocket?
No.
No, he was never
He's
out of
very
pocket.
He's very in
Yeah,
pocket.
he said he was never out of pocket.
Yeah. All right, we're done here. Excellent work, Christopher.
Thank you.
Good job,
Excellent
Chris.
work, Beto, Lindsay, DeAndre, Funchy, Jonathan, and the boys in the back. Thank you so much. The COT, excellent work, and even the YouTube mongrels. What's up next? ESPN Radio. It's